Citi Sports GHA on X. Like the page, like the City FM 97.3 page, or City 973 on X. Let's get talking. Already 5 minutes into a certain game that one side is expected to produce magic. It's Manchester United, Burnley. We'll talk about that game. But before we do, let's pay attention to what had happened in that Chelsea game. Well, interestingly, we cannot go without talking about Chelsea. They won by 2-0 today. Pedro in the 45 plus 9 minute. Then Fernandes on the 56th minute getting a penalty. Say again?
Enzo got the second. Enzo
Fernandes? Yeah, that's it. So Fernandes getting the second goal. And Chelsea winning against Fulham that United struggled to beat over the other week by 2-0. Now, we get into some few analysis in relation to this game. But maybe, for want of a lot more of emphasis, let me run you through the Chelsea lineup that started that game. So it was Marco Carrera, Adarabe Oyo, Trevor Shaloba, Malo Gusto, with Sanchez in post, forming the defense in a 4-2-3-1 formation. There's Moises Caicedo, who played in midfield, Enzo Fernandez, who played as a double pivot together with Caicedo. Then there's Estevao, Willian, João Pedro Neto, and Liam Delap, who started for Chelsea. Later on, Estevao and Neto together with Delap were subbed to allow Tariq George, Jamie Gittins, Andre Santos, and the likes of Rich James to also come and show their might in that game. So, I mean, that's how event panned out for Chelsea. They won by 2-0, and for emphasis' sake, we can also run through the start and see what really transpired in relation to what had happened with how Chelsea fared in that game. So for Chelsea, well, for the expected goals, they were able to run 2.39. That's quite interesting, isn't it? And to 1.09 for Fulham. Then in possession, they were able to play a log of 55% of that to that of Fulham, who got from 45. So it's interesting to see what's happening, with this football club. Let's get talking. Manuel,
yeah.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
No, Manuel Kwachi Angelo. That's the guy's name. I'm fantastic. I'm a miracle. Yeah,
I'm good.
And yesterday was fun. I loved yesterday.
Yesterday was
the latter part of yesterday was solid. I loved it.
Was
But I mean, let's get into business. Chelsea. Well, you look at the stats. Suddenly they dominated this game. Look, but the Chelsea fans themselves have had complaints of their own setup because the coach keeps experimenting. You feel this is the ideal time for a Chelsea team to be winning the league out of what had hampered their progress last season with we are not title contenders. This time they look exhausted.
They look really good this season. So far, I mean, after the draw in the first game, I think they've been very consistent. The performance against West Ham last week was quite good.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to put it down to how bad West Ham are, because if you also look at the way they performed on the opening day against Sunderland, losing 3-0, also conceding some. I think they conceded 2 headers in that game. And then the game against Chelsea, they conceded from 3 set pieces. So I don't know what to make exactly of West Ham. But in terms of Chelsea's performance today, it looked like they were a bit fortunate because Fulham took the lead early in the game through Muniz, but I think there was a VAR check and they said there was a foul in the build-up. But in terms of Chelsea being title contenders, yeah, definitely. I think
6 shots on target in that game against Fulham is not. That's what champions do, isn't it?
I mean, I think it's also key to mention that I think Delap got injured in the game.
True.
Yeah, which is. They just agreed the deal for for Nicholas Jackson to go to Bayern Munich. So I
saw him in a flight.
So for this injury to the lap, I don't know if they have to feel like they need backup again, because if they're sending out a striker, and I think Magui is also on loan at Sunderland now. So in terms of backup for João Pedro, I mean, he scored again. He's keeping up his good form since he came to Chelsea. Yeah, but in terms of title contenders, I think they're really good. The injuries are starting to worry them a bit. I also don't know if it's because of the long season they've had, because they came from playing the Club World Cup and they've extended that into this season. And if at the start of the season Palmer got injured in the warm-up, they have the lap injured as well.
That's a big concern.
It's a bit concerning, and obviously the squad is quite big. Like you said, Gittins came on. They have a lot of people, and they keep to still be signing players. I think Buonanotte, and so if they're able to keep themselves fit, I think that's where the benefit of their squad being a big squad will come in. They'll be able to. I know you see it as experiments in what Maresca is doing, but I think he also needs to find different solutions for when he doesn't have all his players available, or with at least this much talent in his team. I think he also has to find a different way to set them up and see what works best for them.
That's great,
especially with all the signings that are still coming in.
Well, interesting times for Chelsea in these days. But for notes, there are a number of clubs that are playing. So 4 separate games happening in the 12 minutes in this game. It's United 0, Burnley 0 still. We'll get to talk about that shortly. There's Sunderland who play in Brentford. Spurs are down by a goal against Bournemouth. It's surprising, isn't it? Just Ivan Nelson got that goal for Bournemouth. They are playing a 4-1 formation. And just some 13 minutes into the game, they are leading Spurs by a goal to 0. We'll get to talk about Spurs, at large. So Everton are also leading against Wolves by a goal to 0. So Everton leading Wolves by a goal to 0. Beto getting that goal for Everton. Beto seems to be finding his rhythm, I must admit. But let's talk a bit into that Chelsea win before we switch and talk about games that are happening currently. 0549 986 996. You can join us with your thoughts in relation to what you also think about the Chelsea victory. Are they having a squad? At a point in time, for Guardiola to be able to do it back to back, he needed that squad depth, and Chelsea seem to have it. And is the manager trying to get them to play in the same style of approach, the players who are scattered on the pitch? Let me hear from you on 0549 986 996. We'll be running you intermittently also in relation, updating you about the starts of the game currently happening. But I mean, Coach Christopher Nimley in his seat, he's been calm, listening to all that is happening and paying attention on the United game as well. Coach, listeners want to hear if this is you. You're welcome. The voice confirms.
But definitely,
those watching on TV know, but those on radio need to hear the voice. Okay, that's great. Coach, I mean, you look at the Chelsea squad that played against Fulham, a lot of brilliant talent. On bench, they have players that are able to replicate a bit of excellence when they come on to the pitch of play. You feel this manager for Chelsea, Enzo, 7 points on top of a table, prior to these games that's happening are currently, results might change 1 or 2, but 7 points, 1 draw in the first game, 2 wins in a row for the coach. You feel he's replicating a certain squad depth that players resemble each other, like Pep did to enable wins in the Premier League to get him those trophies he did?
I think if you look at him,
big chance missed. Don't know if you saw the Mbeumo. It looked like a really good ball played over the top.
Pause for a second.
Really good ball played over the top from Mount.
React to this. This should be a goal.
I think the previous time, because he came back on his left foot, this time he just took it with his right.
That's what I've been talking about.
Back onto his
they are creating all the chances. That's got nothing to do with the system. So all those who are saying system, it's not a system. These are chances you should be putting away.
But a chance like that, Ahmad is scoring in last season.
No, I think let's give him the benefit of the doubt. It was also on his unfavor. But some few minutes ago, he had struck the ball so beautifully. And the goalkeeper made a terrific save. So they are playing. It's clear. They understand what they have to do. My only problem, like I said yesterday on Sports Panorama, is the fact that when the chances present themselves, they have to put it away. Because what the system would do, the system would allow you to actually do what you have to do.
But I like the fighting spirit Mason Mount.
Look, I have said that whenever he's fit, he will always be in the team because he brings something very different to all the forward players. His tenacity, the intensity with which he plays, his runs, his commitment, his workaholic instinct. This is a very tough league to play in.
True.
So when the player is playing in that league, I think there should be a penalty. He pulled him outside, but once he didn't let him go and it got into the box, I think that should be awarded. Let's see what.
I'm not sure.
No, say that.
Let's see what.
I'm not sure about who.
I mean, he's in the box.
I think he's pulling Walker as well. If you look.
No, but he's in front. Look at him. For Walker to get to the ball, Walker needed to go past him. Watch this. Just what? Who is pulling who? Who is pulling who?
I think that's a bit of smart defending from Walker, but I see something in there because both players have gotten a bit of each other's.
Yes, but truth be told, Mount is in front of Walker. From who is pulling?
So it looks like
if he doesn't pull Mount,
has his hand
but if he doesn't pull Mount gets to the ball first before him. True or false?
I see as he's blocking him sort of, so he's got his arms stretched.
Yeah, no, I get the point.
Look, but Mount, he's got every right to do that. So look at this stage, who's in front? Yeah, at this stage, who's in front?
Mount who's in front.
Mount is in front. Now, if you pick up the ball from here, Mount blocks it up. There, he's in front of him.
Absolutely.
Mount touches the ball first. So once he's on him all over, I think it should be given, and it's in the box.
Yeah, it's in the box.
It
should be given. In the box.
It should be given.
So
it should be given.
That's a bit of it. But I mean, we'll react to this when the decision is taken for the United Bournemouth game. 17 minutes played already. VAR is checking if United is getting a penalty out of the tackle.
Again, but then if you do on the VAR, does that look like a clear and obvious error?
I'm saying that it's 50-50 for me.
And then it's 50-50, that's something. Then it's not a clear and obvious error. So I don't think VAR needs to intervene in this.
Well,
I mean, he's going to look at it.
On-field referee took a decision. He thought it was not a penalty. But then, I mean, for VAR and the guys in the room.
You see, what Walker didn't do well, after he tried clearing the ball and Mount blocking the ball, the ball broke loose.
Yeah.
And Mount had the first touch.
Yeah, of course.
And Mount's touch took the ball in front of him Mount.
Yeah.
So from the very onset of that race, Kawaka was behind him.
Absolutely.
He could have only gone past Mount if and only if
it's a foul.
That's a clear foul.
That's a push.
And you see, he should have left him at this stage.
Absolutely.
But for him to carry it all the way into the box,
it's a foul.
That is a penalty.
That's a foul. Well,
that is a clear penalty.
I think the slight reading is.
You see,
the thought of Mount already getting down. It looks like it, isn't it?
That is a penalty.
The Mount
was already sort of going down.
No, Mount,
but there was a little bit of shoving.
Mount wouldn't have gone down if there wasn't a contact from Kawaka. That is clear.
True.
Look at it.
True.
There's a clear contact, and you can clearly see that Mount is in. So Mount is putting his left foot. Watch here. Up to this stage, Kawaka is behind Mount.
Absolutely.
True or false? So Mount is left foot in front of him. So Kawaka, his entire body.
Yeah, was
behind Mount.
And of course was weighing.
So he has to give it
a bit of
let's see. He's. Oh, I wish we could hear what he's explaining. But let's see the decision.
No, let's wait for that decision. Well, guys, you can join in on the discussion if you are doing the listening. If you are watching us on TV,
let's see what he's saying.
I don't think he's given a penalty.
Has he?
I don't think he's given a penalty.
He has to give it.
Why
wouldn't he give it? Who is in control? Mount is in the box. He's carrying all the way into the box.
Because of how much he had, how much he was holding Walker's shirt. I understand the point.
Look at it. Who is pulling who? Who is pulling Mount? Mount is in front of him.
It's a foul. If you watch it from this angle, from behind, guys, listen on radio. Let us know your thoughts as well on 0549 986 996. I see a number of messages in there. Keep them coming. I'll be taking time to read a lot of it. Well, it's not a penalty, is it?
It's not a penalty. And the thing is, I think the referee saw it as Mount being a little clever. Maybe he avoided about Walker's recovery piece.
Don't say I mean, these are the sort of inconsistency that you don't want to see at this level. He didn't give the foul.
Yeah, no, but if he had given the foul too, I don't think he would have overturned it. It's one of those.
Jesus Christ!
He didn't give the foul on pitch.
Yeah, but if he had given the foul,
which was trying to draw his attention.
Why would VAR draw his attention if it was not something they think?
They think it needed to be looked at. And it's 20 minutes in that game. It's 21 minutes, I should say, in that game. United 0, Burnley 0 at Old Trafford in that game. At Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's Burnley who's still leading Spurs by a goal to 0. Bournemouth, Bournemouth, who are leading Spurs by a goal to 0. And it's just some 21 minutes into that game as well. But Coach, I want us to wrap up with the Chelsea game because of the number of games which are happening now. Then we can talk about that. We spoke about Liam Delap out for 6 to 8 weeks. We're talking about squad depth for Chelsea. Jackson is on his way to Bayern. Saw him in a flight with his agent. Fabrizio was reporting earlier. You're of the view that this team is stretched, even to the point of the extras they have on bench?
You see, this Chelsea team has got a lot of players. No two ways about that. They've got a lot of players. So one would say that if you were to...
Well, Coach, hold on. Brentford having a goal as well. Dango Ouattara scoring for Brentford. So it's Brentford 1, Sunderland 0. That's for keeps. Wolves have also equalized. So it's Wolves 1 now. Everton also won. 22 minutes in that game. And, it's Hao Hee-chan who scored that goal for Wolves. So that's the latest from that game as well.
Yeah, I think the goals are going in. Yeah. And then it's about taking your chances. Once you create, you see, there is absolute difference between creating and scoring. Like the Man United game that we are watching. Yeah. Clearly, they are dominating. Clearly, they are creating all the good chances. But you have to put the ball in the back of the net. That is very, very clear. Because it is goals that wins you game. True. Not chances created. At all. Not chances created. You will not win football games based on chances created.
Isn't that an argument to ask why he doesn't then start his striker?
His striker?
Everyone else is actually running. Ekitike is already playing scoring goals. Gyökeres is already playing scoring goals. Why isn't Šeško?
Ekitike and Gyökeres, they had preseason games. Gyökeres played, I think as 4 or 5 preseason games.
Yeah, he came earlier, so he got.
Šeško never had a preseason game with his team. So I can understand. He's on the bench. Without him, the chances are being created. So what you now need to do, in this setup, there is a 20 goal scorer from last season in this team. There is a 15 goals player.
Goal scorer in this team.
So you cannot say that they are not scoring because Šeško is not on the field. That's not what they are scoring. That's not the reason why they are not scoring. At the end of the day, it is a 90 minutes game. But what you want to do, like I've always emphasized, you have to make sure you take your chances as at when it is created. I think one of the things that Ruben Amorim will also have to insist is to get Bruno Fernandes to calm down. You are playing that deep. Yes, you are a good passer of the ball, but those Hollywood passes where he's playing will have to stop. Because if it doesn't stop, you tend to give the ball away very often when your team more or less want to establish some form of chemistry in the game. You understand? So you should stop those Hollywood passes and then play it simple as at when you need to. It has been very in a game of football. If you are that simple in your approach, then of course you can you stand a better chance of getting it right. Okay, it's about the probability of how spot on you are going to get your passing. If you can receive and pass and be a bit patient. I enjoy teams like that. Yeah. That is why I'm a very good fan of a team like Barcelona. Yeah. Where no matter how deep the opponent find themselves, they are very composed, focused, relaxed on what they are doing. You understand? But at the end of the day, that is what you should be seen doing. If you are overly rash, I know they want to win football games. I'm so much aware that they want to win football games. But at the end of the day, you will have to show a bit more patience in whatever you do. I think Kyle Walker is risking it. This is another. I don't know whether you can describe that as a good tackle or a cynical tackle on Diego Dallo. I just don't know.
I think he got the ball a little bit.
But he got the ball by a little bit of the man as well. Let's have a close look to that.
I think it's a foul. I think he went into the man before that. But I mean, I'll bring the Chelsea. I see that your concentration much more is on United.
But that is the live game we are going. So if you want us to talk Chelsea, bring the Chelsea conversation.
I'll bring the Chelsea conversation in the mix because I don't want us to lose
sight of what is happening.
Of what's happening.
Spurs 2 are trailing 1-0.
Yeah, I want to run a bit
at
of
home to Bournemouth,
of course, updates. And then we'll get to talk about the games that are happening. That's which we are seeing on what we are discussing. On radio. It's United 0, Burnley 0. United having a free kick as it stands, and did that cross
I think that
goal?
went in.
It's a goal.
It's a goal.
It's a goal.
It's a goal.
So United scoring. Let me bring you in. Coach, I'll come back to you for description and all that. But I mean, is this the United you saw against what's the name? Arsenal, and the United that's faithfuls who want to see. They seem to be holding on to the ball and pressing. It looked like they didn't want the Grimsby game and they want to focus on the Premier League. Is that what you're also saying?
Yes, based on what I've seen so far in the league, from Man United games against against Arsenal and against
that's an own
goal. That's an own goal.
Unfortunate, the ball ricocheted off the
defender.
Is in.
The performance I've seen from Man United in their games against Arsenal and their league game against Fulham, and looking at how they've started this game, I'm not surprised with the way they've played because they've had very good starts to all of those games that didn't end up with Man United picking up a point, picking up a win. Because in that game against Fulham, they ended up drawing against Fulham. And they started very well, but they wasted chances, and Fulham grew into the game, and they managed to get an equalizer and ended up splitting points with Man United. And so with this,
we have a problem.
Another fast start from
Cunha has pulled his hamstring.
From Manchester United. I'm not surprised, but the game against Grimsby, it was different because they looked a bit jittery. And it supports the belief that I have that with Man United, they came into this season realizing that, okay, we are not competing in the Champions League or in Europe. And so we've missed out on one trophy. And realistically, we are not winning the Premier League title. So what that means is that we have just 2 titles to compete for. And so our chances of, making it are quite slim. And so we cannot afford to make mistakes. And so if you look at Man United play against Grimsby, particularly in that first half, they were a bit tight and they were very jittery. The simple things that you would expect from top-level players who are being backed by a top-level technical staff or team, you saw that happening. Things you didn't expect them to happen, you saw that happening in that first half against Grimsby Town because they were uptight. They were very jittery. And it led to they conceding 2 goals. And so, for me, I also believe that it will continue in the FA Cup because they now realize that it's just their only shot at winning a title for this season. And so, if they can get to calm down a little bit, like Coach said, they should be a little bit calm and resort to the basics, get the basics right, and you'll be able to get that momentum going. And it's a good thing that this time around, their good work and their better play has been rewarded with a goal, and so it can calm the nerves a little bit. Once the nerves are calm, I'm pretty sure the quality will shine through.
One of the instrumental players, Coach, I come to you, Manuel, but I mean, Coach, you saw it earlier and you mentioned it lightly. I heard it in my ears. Cunha pulls something, he goes down, he sits for a minute.
I don't think it is that serious,
but they want to be
precautionary. Because what you don't want to do, once he's felt something in his hamstring, normally serious hamstring, the players will not be able to walk like he's walking. He's walking very fine, not even limping. But what you don't want to do is that you don't want to risk him in such a manner where he will not be able to.
That's a tackle, isn't it? That's a tackle. I don't know, but the Lord, that's a bit reckless for me. You don't go in with your stock.
They're actually trying to stamp on the ball.
Yeah, you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. And
so, like I was saying, it is precautionary.
Okay.
What you don't want to do is to more or less risk it, and at the end of the day, you end to lose him for more than a longer time.
Josh says Zexi comes in, one of your favorite players in this shirt. Is it a good sub?
I know people will say, why not Sesko? But the system requires Zeski for now.
I was thinking
another
a
thing that he could
midfielder
have
to
done.
release Bruno.
No, but you see, the midfielder that you can use to release Bruno is Kobimeno.
Yeah.
But because of the way he has behaved this week, you don't want to get him to see that he is that.
Okay, I get it.
You understand? Because
I get it from
then the wrong message will be sent to the other players that if I shake myself a bit, I can rock the entire system.
And it is the culture he's trying to protect.
Exactly. You don't want that to end up being a culture. Because I have no doubt that we'll see Sesko in some part of the game. No two ways about that. But at the end of the day, what you don't want to do is to be overly, not to be seen to be dancing to the tunes of certain players and their age, especially if the player is a very, very young player like Kobimeno is. You don't want that to happen at all. So I understand the change. I would have, if he had brought on Sesko, I wouldn't have had any problem with it.
Okay.
That be established. But whatever he's done it is something that I think is in the right direction, because people like Sesko are still learning the system of the manager. He's just been there for close to 2 weeks, and you don't want to more or less put him in a situation where it will be very difficult for him to be able to see and respond to whatever he has.
Do you think that also explains why he was placed 10th when they were playing the penalty? He was the last outfield player to take a penalty.
You see, what you don't want to do is to have your new signing go through any line of frustration. It beats down.
But in the
his
end,
confidence.
that's what happened, because the people who missed the penalty shootout were Mbuma and Cunha.
No, look at where it got to. Look at where it got to.
All cards were exhausted, sort of. And
Mbeumo took is it penalty number what?
He took the second penalty after Fernandes. So the second time around was, I think, the 12th penalty.
So
but
don't forget, Mbeumo knows the Premier League. Mbeumo was the first penalty taker when he was at what? Brentford. He took all their penalties. So yes, I would prefer to put him in front than to put
Eleman in the eye, he gets a second goal.
That's the point.
Yes, no, it doesn't matter. For all you know, Sesko is not a good penalty taker.
I'm saying Eleman in the eye gets a goal for Everton. So it's 2-1. It's 2-1 now. So let me take a chance. I'll go through some few messages and I'll bounce back, to the discussion. Let me run through some few results and I'll go through some messages. So earlier on, Chelsea beat Fulham by 2-0 at a bridge. United playing Bournemouth now. The game we've been chatting about. United leading by a goal to 0. Sunderland 0, Brentford 0, and Spurs still losing to Bournemouth. There was a beautiful chance that was created from Brennan to Kudus, but I think the quality of I won't put the quality, but he was not strong enough. He didn't put enough energy.
The fact of the matter, he didn't fancy his right foot.
Okay.
That was the ball that he should have struck with his right foot. But like he brought the ball back onto his left foot, and then all of that. Whatever you want to say about it. The moment he brought it back onto his right foot, it gave the defender the chance to put in the block, and that was not blocked. But if per the pass and per his diagonal movement towards the ball, if he had trusted in his right foot, or if that was a right-footed player, he just put in his laces through that and is in the back of the net. But Kudus didn't trust his left foot and didn't trust his right foot, and that was what gave the defender the opportunity to recover from the chance, and eventually Spurs will have to be very careful with his offside.
All right. Well, Daniels will help us go through some few stories. I'll come back to you guys. Uche listens from Kaneshi, says prisoners should be allowed to watch Manchester United games as part of their punishment. Oh, Charlie Uche, what is this one now? Charlie. Robinho says it's holiday today and it's called Man U Republic Holiday. Charlie, Bernard, aka Achedia, says Fulham were trying to be stubborn, but there's a saying which goes that Patapa. No, don't do this. Okay, I think I can still say, isn't it? Patapa Pieto Yedimrane raw. That's what he says. Bernard, don't do that. You can't have my name and be putting all this. He has a laughing emoji to that. Isaac says Manchester United can surprise many this season by finishing at 20th position to honor Diego Jota. Oh my God. Paul also says, Bernard Abe coach, I strongly feel Arsenal can win the league if Chelsea are not able to stop them. For Liverpool, if they don't get rid of that Konate boy, they will be leaking goals until they change Konate and get McGay. I am sorry for them. Arsenal is the team to beat. For Man United, it's obvious it's the coach and never the players. How are other coaches able to get the best out of these same bomb boys? Amorim days are numbered. He says, I'll pick the last one, right? The last one. Ambi J from Ibri says, fantastic day for all Blue Bloods. It's a long season and we, the Blues, are taking a step at a time to surprise the talkatives. Okay, all right. So that's what he says. He has a hashtag Citi Sports to that. So that's the happening in that space, and I want us to focus on a bit on the Spurs game and what they must do right, to get to a goal. This at their home grounds. They've been spoken well of in terms of even the signings that they are making, and they seem to have that mettle to go in and command players to come to this football club. Mano, a bit on Spurs. Do you think they are being Spursy all of a sudden, or it's just a bit of luck you surmise?
Other than in terms of the game,
the game right now, absolutely.
I think it's an interesting challenge for them. I think Bournemouth have scored in every league game so far, so I think they were bound to create a challenge for Spurs. Thing about Spurs is with this setup, I'd like to see who's in midfield. I think it's Bentancur and Paulinho.
No, I'll give you the lineup for Spurs. So this what we have. They are playing a 4-3-3 with Bentancur, Paulinho, and Pep Matsar in the middle. Then there's Kudus, Richarlison, and Brennan Johnson in front of them.
Yeah, so he's sticking with the same lineup. I think except for when he played Bergwall and Archie Gray in midfield, this has been his consistent lineup. It's interesting to see what he do when Javi Simmons comes in, because I was worried that in terms of creativity, while there's a very solid midfield, they didn't have as much creativity within it because of the injury to Maddison. But then with Javi Simmons coming in, that created a different threat for them. But in terms of Jet Spence got called up to the England national team, so I think it just shows how well they've been able to start the season. In terms of the game so far, I don't think they've been able to create as many chances based on what I've seen. But I think there's still time in the game. I think there's still time in the game for them to come good. But I think last week we're having a discussion like Spurs manager starting well isn't strange.
Oh, okay.
It's whether they're able to carry the consistency on beyond that. And even though Andrew was able to start well, it didn't go well. He was able to bring a trophy at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So at least I think that's a standard that's been set for Thomas Frank. In terms of competing for the Premier League, I don't think the squad is ready yet.
Okay.
Ready. I don't think the depth is there. I like the signings they are making. If they continue along this path, maybe in a year or two, they can be really challenged for the title. But even as well as they started the season right now, I don't think that the expectation on this team right now should be title challenges.
Well, that's big as well. But yeah, should this be an issue of concern? It's 0 shot on target for Spurs.
No, I don't think it should be an issue of concern or a thing that should worry them because at the end of the day, they are playing a game against a very energetic team and a team that has a lot of action happen or take place in the midfield area. And so it makes it a little bit difficult to be able to get past that midfield line for Bournemouth and be able to create chances. Knowing very well they're a team that don't necessarily play with a very high line the way Spurs normally play. And so, the level of spacing will be quite different from the one that you're normally used to seeing at Spurs, and it will be a bit difficult to be able to create those spaces. And so I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. The bit of spacing or the bit of creativity normally won't come through the middle because as I highlighted some time back, last week to be specific, when Spurs beat Manchester City, you are not going to get a lot of creativity when you have the likes of Pape Sarr, when you have the likes of Rodrigo Bentancur and Palhinha in your midfield. In terms of work rate, in terms of ball recoveries, yes, they are excellent at that. But and when you're playing against teams that are better in terms of player quality than Spurs and have a bigger, more or less, a bigger name and a brand than Spurs, they are likely to go with this lineup, and which is good because it gives them the chance to have runners consistently. But in terms of creativity, it's going to be a challenge, and that challenge will definitely come when they are playing against teams that they are expected to beat, like AFC Bournemouth, and that's what we are seeing right now. And that's why, in the absence of James Maddison due to injury, and also due to the absence of Dejan Kulusevski, also due to injury, having a going in there and going to buy a guy like Javi Simmons is a great pickup because out wide, he can play out wide, but he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest physically, and to be able to play out wide. In Germany, he could do that, but even with that, he was consistently drifting infield, and so doing same in the English Premier League, as in playing out wide exclusively, is more or less like a no option. And the best way to use him, if you are playing him out wide, would be to have him consistently drift infield. But in that sense, you'll be more or less shrinking the amount of space that you give to your midfielders, who already are quite limited in terms of being able to create from the middle. And so that will be a bit of a challenge. So the best way to do it is to utilize all the options that they have, and they have a lot of options down the wings with Kudus, Brennan Johnson, even Des Spence as a winger, but he's been forced to play as a fullback.
Absolutely.
And so you can utilize those options out wide, then have Javi Simmons play through the middle. So I'm not surprised that they haven't registered a shot on target because of all the reasons that I just listed. But to touch a little bit on what Coach said.
For the United?
For the United bit. Right now we see them pressing against
about 4 corners.
Burnley. They have 4 corners. Burnley have none. And this is the 44th minute. Very close. We are getting close to the halftime period. Man United still leading by a goal to 0. They have a corner kick right now. Looking at how other teams have been able to work well with corner kicks, I'm very interested to see how Man United will work out with this fifth corner that they have in the first half.
I don't think that was material, was it?
I think it was wasteful. They are quite lucky that Casemiro has been able to recover it and made something out of it, and bagged another corner kick for Manchester United.
It's a goal kick.
It's a corner kick.
Sure, it's a corner kick. It's a corner kick. The last ball went into, is it a Steve or somebody?
And been able to get another corner kick, because look, Chelsea have scored 4 goals this season so far in 3 games in the Premier League. 3 have come via corner kicks. As in you look at the number of goals that Chelsea have scored. 5 against Fulham, 2 against 5 against West Ham, 2 against Fulham. That's 7. 3 of them have come via corner kicks, and so that's almost half, more or less. That 3.5, and so that's 3.5. That's half, more or less. Then you have Arsenal, what they've been able to do with their corner kicks for more than a season. That we've seen them work with the set piece coach Nikola Jova, and so it's quite disappointing to have Man United have 5 corner kicks and now 6 and not be able to make something out of it. But at least it's an encouraging sign for the Red Devils that they are piling on the pressure and looking to get the second goal before halftime. I think if they can get a second goal before halftime, it will be great for them, and it will more or less put them over the edge and give them more or less like a 70% chance of winning this game. Yeah, because at the end of the day, they have more quality than Burnley. Burnley, they look like a side that will do.
At this one oh boy.
Yeah, the technique was on point, but I think it was just too straight at the goalkeeper. Yeah, it was a well-executed corner kick, I must say, but it was just too straight at the goalkeeper. I'm not a professional goalkeeper, but I can make the save. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple save.
To put a focus on goalkeepers, there have been 0 saves from. There's 0 saves from Manchester United's goalkeeper, and 4 of them for the goalkeeper for Burnley. I mean, how does it shape for United? They seem to be controlling this game, Manuel. And I'll come and see, Coach. My problem, I want to ask you the same question.
They seem to be controlling the game, but the longer it stays at 1-0, all Burnley need is just a sniff of a chance, and they will end up restoring parity as a result of that. And you don't want to get yourself chasing the game again. Okay, it's a must-win game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So that second goal is so crucial and it's so important. I think if they can get the second goal this late in the first half or early in the second half, they could go on and score another 1 or 2 more to make it a very comfortable win before the international break. They are doing everything right. Everything that they need to do is what they are doing. They are pressing, they are winning the ball, they are passing the ball, they are creating all the chances. But it needs to get into the back of the net. That is what matters. That is what counts.
For Manchester United is an XG of 0.41, and for Burnley is 0.11. I've got 2 shots on targets from 4 shots, and as I indicated, Burnley have not hit a shot yet. United stands at 58% in terms of ball possession to Burnley's 43. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. So coach paints a picture that it will be a bit of a worry for United to stay 1-0 at halftime. You think, as part of wanting to fetch the goal, you have spoken of Seshko, Manuel, time to bring him on?
No, but like the problem is in the chance creation. My whole thing about Seshko is I'm worried about his confidence. But if he understands that he hasn't had enough preseason, and in order to understand the way Amram wants to play his system, maybe he starts off the bench in most games. That's understandable. It's just for his confidence as a striker. I think by this, if he had been in and had been able to score a goal or 2, I think that does a lot for your confidence as much as adaptation to the system. But based on the way they are playing, I don't think the problem is chance creation. I just think they need to be more clinical with some of the chances, because they've how do you call it? Even Fernandes, even though he's deeper, like I said, he's still playing a quarterback role where it's almost like he's still been able to. He's still trying to be that creative force, even though it's from deep. And I think with a system like this, even when you have possession of the ball, your wing backs can still. So even though Ahmad is playing as a wing back and should be playing more defensively, because of how much possession they have of the ball, he's almost at the edge of the box a lot of the time. So at this moment, I think if they were able to score more goals and then bringing Seshko on would make it much easier, then it's almost like they could now almost focus on trying to create chances for him to score and then get his confidence up.
Coach said, look, that Man United had the option of bringing on either Kobe Menu or Benjamin Seshko, and he likes the fact that it wasn't Kobe Menu who got the nod, and I support it very well. Look, if you look at things critically, this is the time for. Oh, wow, this is a big chance on the counter attack. How do you miss this?
How do you miss this, Ahmad?
Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable.
How do you miss this?
And coach,
that's the point I'm making. The problem is not the chance creation.
No, you see, this is not the fact that
it's the finishing.
How do you miss this?
It's the finishing.
And look at it.
And Ahmad's energy, he can get on the quick really quick. So he just needs to
comfortable. Zeski again, touch. Zeski.
I think Mbemo could have shot.
Mbomo.
No, Mbomo could have shot. This is the best pass. Pass. Score the goal.
Why is he using his left?
I think it bounced just before Ahmad.
He should even if he bounced, you're right. I think you're right.
He should be blasting the ball with his legs, bending over.
Yes,
bending over the ball, and any This ball on target any day is in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think he should score that.
I think he should score.
He should score that. Yeah, he should score that. I think it had a bounce just in front of him, but he should score that. He should score that because look, it's a big opportunity, and he should have been rewarded for all his hard work because he was the one who won the ball, game possession for Man United, and worked well with Zexi.
Did you see that
in the build-up? And now they've missed another chance. Look.
You cannot believe this, guys.
You see, so that's why it baffles me when
you are blaming the coach.
Watch the game. That's why I always say watch the game, because when you watch the game and you see these kind of misses, like let's say they draw points, let's say they draw with Burnley, you can't look at the coach and say you can't look at the coach and say, oh, you are the problem. No. Look at all these chances that they are wasting. Look at all these chances that they are wasting. Look, and to the Kopimeno bit, look.
But it's 8 minutes added to that.
Yeah, the first 5. That's why we've had a longer than expected or usual.
This is a lot of chances like this.
Yeah, more
Semenyo, look, we are watching. This is another look at Semenyo
for Bournemouth.
The number of chances like this he's had either this season or last season.
But this one.
Poro pushed him a little bit in the back.
Even his eyes were closed. I don't need to be close. I can clearly tell that Semenyo's eyes were very close.
Coach, this one is tough because Poro pushed him a little bit in the back, and so it made him, go a little bit off in terms of his run.
He's big. He's a big attacker. He should score. This one, you just pick a spot you want to head the ball inside, and there's the technique.
But you look at Man United, and the fact is, look. Like I said, realistically, it's just...
Were they playing like this last season? No. The 3 league games United have played, I've watched. Arsenal, Fulham, and today. You can see the improvement.
Add Grimsby.
No, I'm talking about league games.
League games, okay, sorry. That's
you can see the improvement. So it is not the system. This is the system that is getting you to create all these decent chances. Why are you not putting them away? Put them away. It's as simple as that.
But I've read articles which indicates that the players were not even in the mood to play the Grimsby game. Because when they got there, they were demoralized by Grimsby's infrastructure, i.e. the stadium. They were going to play the game and all of that. So it slowed the whole squad up a little in terms of what they want to do. But we are still live on 97.3 Citi FM. And, the United game is the first half is done. Now, so we can get opportunity to talk all around about the other games that's been happening as well. 0549 986 996. I know you want to say something. I want to get our listeners engaged as well. Then we'll come back to wrap up with the 4 games that's happening. Then we'll get to talk about Newcastle as well. Later when these games are done, because they've got a game at 4:32. As well. Let's get to some few messages on our WhatsApp console. Guys are sending in a few. Isaac comes again and says, so Manchester United match on the midweek really hurt me, and I have health issues. I had health issues that day. Isaac indicates. Moses Tepe from Agbokobi says, I'm watching on DSTV, muted the commentary there and listening to your analysis rather. You guys do all. With or without Talk Sports, we will follow you. Say hi to Coach for me. Coach, he says hi. Moses Tepe says hi.
Proper greetings, my brother.
Absolutely. Robin Hall says, what kind of system at all is Coach talking about? Everything, no system. But yeah, football and its foundations about systems. I also struggled in time past when I was explaining to people, look.
You see, when we talk about system, we are talking about the tactics, the off-the-ball movement within the certain formation. Normally we say, so you hear people say 3-4-3, 4-4-2, 3-5-2, this, that. Those are the formation. They are static. The formation is a format that is unmoving. But when you hear the word system, we are basically telling you about the off and on the ball movement.
So how that formation functions.
That is it. The functionality of the formation is when you hear me say system. Most people think that Man United are not playing they are not winning games because of their Morin's 3-4-3 system. And I beg to differ, because at the end of the day, it cannot be the system. The system cannot get you to lose against Grimsby. Within the system, their desire. How ready are you? It is not the system that allows you to control
whether they're able to even follow that rhythm of movement they've been experiencing for some time.
No system will aid a player in controlling them and doing the basics in football. Receive and touch, receive and pass the ball, move, call your player. Look at the first goal that Grimsey scored that day.
Yeah.
Man United, Kobe Menu, and I think was it Ugati, one of them, they bomb into each other. Simple communication. These are intelligence.
That's it.
That's got nothing to do with the system.
And football needs that.
And football needs that.
You need to be smart to be able to play.
Football needs that.
To play it. 0549-986-996. At the end of first half, it's Manchester United 0, Burnley 0. Game we've been speaking
United
a lot.
1, Burnley 0.
Manchester United 1, Burnley 0. What did I say?
Well, you are not used to United winning, so Man United 0, Burnley 0.
That's it. Sunderland 0, Brentford
Again,
0.
This game should be long over with.
The United game?
Of course. There should have been a minimum 3-0 up.
Agree.
3-0 up.
Agree.
I'm not saying they should score all the chance, but if you look at the one Ahmad missed, and you would look at that corner kick, anywhere of the goalkeeper that is in the back of the net, Mbeumo has missed one. Okay? So you ask yourself, even the goal, that was a header that should have gone straight into the net.
Yeah.
But rather, he headed it against the goalpost of the bar, a ricochet of the Burnley player, it drops into the back of the net. You can't argue that. You take it. If you don't do that, you don't get that.
I will let us wrap up with the United game, but Sunderland is playing 0-0 with Brentford.
The Ouattara goal was ruled offside. We thought Ouattara had given Brentford the lead.
Absolutely. Spurs 0, Bournemouth 1, Wolves 1, Everton 2. Everton, the manager said that they were not ready for this league. They meet a side like Wolves, and they seem to be fetching the result, even though it's at the break. But 2-0, 2-1 up now is something that Everton should be fancying away, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they didn't have a good start to the season. I think when they lost at Leeds, that performance wasn't. I don't know if I think it was at Elland Road, and I don't know if it was the atmosphere on a Monday night, but they didn't seem to be able to play their best. But then I think last week, when they played the first match at their stadium, they looked much better. I think I like the midfield that they've gotten with the players that he signed. So with Diblin can come as a forward now, but with Grealish, Ndai, Dewsbury Hall, they are different. Like, they're more technical, more creative type of midfielders in their team. So and I think they have the solidity of David Moyes.
We are watching this. I bet my last person. If my United player does that, this is giving us a foul against United all day. How is this not a foul?
See,
how is this not a foul?
Because his arm is locked in. It
no,
looks like
but he's in control of this ball. He's in absolute control of this ball.
You see that last. Anyway, we agree to disagree. It doesn't look like a penalty to me, but
no, I'm not even arguing about the fact that it's a penalty, but that's a foul. That's a foul.
That's also one of those gray areas. But I know it was outside.
We've seen things that don't come closer to this that is awarded as foul.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah. All day we've seen it. We've experienced it.
I mean, especially with the way Chelsea got their second goal. Yeah, you would definitely want to give that as a penalty, but again, at the end of the day,
how is this?
Is it a penalty for you? I mean, I know we have a lot more game to discuss, but
normally I like to see these things in real time, because in slow motion, it tends to alter the way you see it, and that's why I have an issue with VAR, because they don't show you the action in real time. They show you the action in slow motion. And on top of that, once there's a challenge made, they freeze it.
Yeah.
They freeze the frame. And that makes it worse. That's how come Fulham were denied a very good goal. Because once Rodrigo Muniz did that turn, and he moved the ball, his other plans, his trailing leg, there was no space for him to plant his trailing leg. So he ended up stepping on the foot or close to the ankle of Trevor Chalobah, and it was deemed as a careless challenge, and because of that, the goal was cancelled, was ruled off. And for me, I'm just asking myself, in that situation, why is he supposed to plant his foot?
Yeah,
it's a natural motion. He turned, he used one foot to drag the ball, and so he used the trailing leg to plant himself, stabilize himself before continue with his run. Yeah. But unfortunately, in the process of planting his trailing foot,
he got into the foot of another.
He ended up stepping on the foot of Trevor Chalobah, close to the ankle. And you ask yourself, why is he supposed to plant his trailing foot? He can't plant it in the air, he can't suspend himself or suspend that trailing foot in the air.
Yeah.
And so he's supposed to plant that foot right where Trevor Chalobah's foot coincidentally happened to be. So it happens, but for it to be ruled off, it's, for me, it was a bit too harsh. It's the same thing like the ball hitting your hand. They'll tell you, oh, was it in a natural position or not?
Yeah.
If it's in a natural position, oh, then there's not a penalty. In that situation,
if you
Muni's foot was in a natural position. And so you just ask yourself, where is he supposed to plant his foot? So for me, yeah, that was harsh. Then on the second goal, the ball struck Joao Pedro's hand.
Yeah.
It struck Joao Pedro's hand. Then 5 seconds later, it wasn't given or called for a foul. Then 5 seconds later, Trevor Chalobah attempts a cross. Ryan Semenyo turns away from the cross, and he attempts to block the cross with his back, but the ball ends up striking some part of his arm, getting close to his elbow, that area, and it's given us a penalty. Lack of consistency, and it's very harsh, especially when the guy had turned away from the ball. And so for me, yeah, I found, look, trust me, Fulham, Marco Silva had every right to be as angry as he was, because they got robbed, like plain and simple. They got robbed, and trust me, even the Chelsea folks, especially the players who saw it firsthand, they'll look back at this game. The folks in the film room, they'll look back on this game and go like, yeah, this one, we got a little bit of an escape, because there was no way both goals were controversy free. There was no way both goals were without controversy. The VAR definitely played a part in the first one, and in the second, yeah, I think the referee was a bit overly harsh in the way he awarded a penalty for Chelsea, and he awarded a penalty against Fulham. So for me, yeah, that's my little bit on that particular game. But for Man United, look, the season is down to, at this point, just the FA Cup, because realistically they are not winning the Premier League. And
that's in terms of silverware.
Yes,
but
predicted
they have to play and then see whether they can bring back European football.
Yeah, that's the thing. In terms of silverware, yeah, realistically, it's just the FA Cup that they have to play for. And if you look at it from that standpoint, a guy who is 30 years and a guy who is 20, 21 years, in terms of Kobe Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes. In isolation,
just before you continue, you speak. You speak. That Kobe Mainoo incessant of saying it is the Bruno Fernandes position, that number 8 that he wants. I got it baffling. You remember when he broke into the team? He played in the number 6 position.
Yeah.
You remember at Everton, you remember at Wolverhampton.
But the coach himself described that his best position last season was, what he seemed to be craving for.
And if you look at Man United, don't play 6 and 8.
Yeah.
They play with 2 midfielders. Can't he play alongside Bruno Fernandes?
No, he
young boy. Listen,
Fernandes.
Young boy. The reason why it's become increasingly difficult to get him to play alongside Bruno Fernandes, because he's naturally not a ball winner.
Yes, he's not.
But if he can add that to his game, he can play with Bruno.
Because he doesn't like to run and do a lot.
That is it.
It's not like he doesn't like to run. He likes to run, but he's not mobile. He's just not it.
The tackle.
No, he's just not it. It's not part of his game. So you are who you are. So he can't play with Bruno Fernandes. And like I was saying, in isolation, you think, oh, okay, then there are a couple of Saudi clubs that are interested in Bruno Fernandes, that are ready to shell as much as £80 million. We've heard of even going as high as £100 million for Bruno Fernandes. And in such a situation, I'll go like, okay, look, realistically, in terms of silverware, it's just the FA Cup that you realistically have the chance to win. And even with that, I have my doubts that Man United will win it, even make it to the semi-final. So it's more or less a lost season.
That got you smiling.
So it's more or less.
I've received
so it's more or less a lost season in terms of silverware. The best thing Man United can do is to get themselves back in Europe.
Yeah.
And so in that sense, you would want to punt this season more or less and look at the future for the team. So, considering all this, it would be great if you could balance the book and give Kobe Manu more playing time to be able to build himself. Of course, to be able to build himself and maximize the talent that he has. So, in that sense, you sell Bruno Fernandes, get money, balance the books, ensure that you are in the green when it comes to PSR. Then on top of that, on the field, Kobe Manu is the one who comes in, gets extensive playing time, and be able to develop on his talent. In that sense, but I wouldn't subscribe to such a move because of the circumstances that Man United are in right now. Because if you sell Bruno Fernandes and you get Kobe Manu to be playing in the starting unit, it's more or less you supporting a terrible culture that has crippled this Man United team for more than a decade.
Since Fergie left.
For more than a decade. Because, look.
Pogba came, he speaks his mind to the coach, nobody gave him.
Exactly.
So, I wasn't interested in that.
So, you see that point. Because, so, look at it this way. Because Bruno Fernandes last season, he created the most chances than any player in the Premier League. Then you let him go. Bruno Fernandes is the only player in this Man United team. Maybe now Matheus Cunha. But prior to Matheus Cunha, his arrival at Man United, Bruno Fernandes is the only player who has or who shows the traits that was very common or associated with Man United under Alex Ferguson. That give you 100%, never say that attitude, always wants to win, a serial winner. He just wants to win as many games as he can. So if you sell such a player,
see how coach puts it.
I noticed in
this player now, coach.
Maybe no, I hate young players.
You hate young?
I hate that. I'm not changing that word. I hate young players who think
that they have arrived.
They have arrived. When you look at them, and you see that
there's still work.
A lot.
No, but I mean, don't you see the point in it's a World Cup year? He hasn't been included in the latest England squad.
And so
what?
That is one of the reasons why he should fight for his position.
Fight for your position.
But then now his position is he's being told he's playing second to Bruno Fernandes.
No, but isn't that not the case?
Is that what it should be?
But Bruno Fernandes created the most chances in the Premier League.
Is that what it should be?
That's what he should be.
Down for him.
Yeah.
Bruno should go on the bench because of him.
Yeah, so
it's possible.
It's a problem with the system. If it was a 4-back system,
we arrive at this.
That's the thing, and that's the.
I'm not saying the system is the problem. I'm just saying with the system he plays, if he plays the 2-10s, it means that he has to play Bruno in a more defensive midfielder.
Yes.
That means that Kobe now has to fight.
So fight for your place.
So fight for it. And the thing is, look, is this whole entitlement that has come with this generation like too much too soon? If you are 20 years old and you are playing behind Bruno Fernandes, and
in no time it should be normal.
Yeah, it's normal. Sit back, bide your time. Bide your time. At the end of the day, what is with this? I want to go to the World Cup. What is the certainty that you play all the games for Man United and you get selection to the World Cup?
Besides this, this is a third game out of 38.
Exactly, that's one. And what's the certainty that you play all the games for Man United and end up in Thomas Tuchel's squad? What's the certainty?
I just think he thinks the chances are better if he's not playing behind Bruno Fernandes, because Bruno is more guaranteed to play.
So where will he go to go and play in front of somebody?
I mean, he can do what Grealish did, not like an Everton
to
move.
Go and do what? Unless he thinks that he wants to go to. If you see, you are playing for Manchester United.
Yeah, of course.
You are playing for Manchester United. Where else do you think you can go? Maybe he wants to go to those in the lower half of the team. Those teams without proper ambition.
But that's the thing. So it's not a permanent deal for him. It's just a loan.
That's why
I believe if that is the case, then such a request should have been put in when the transfer window was a month or two
earlier. I mean, which sensible?
But then by that point, he didn't know that.
You want
Cunha and Bruno had come. Bruno Fernandes throughout preseason, it was shown to him.
In want of words.
That's a fair point.
You know, which proper football club with how many days to go? It's just September 1. What's today's day? So it's August 30th. And we'll be allowing a young guy who's training in his academy
Oh, I don't have an issue with the timing of his request. At the end of the day, look, where is his ranking on the depth chart?
It wouldn't have an impact, but it would have an impact on the club.
In the sense of
there's options.
In the sense of
options limited in the area he plays.
Yes, there was a situation where the club has only 4 midfielders. He goes, you're left with only 3.
Yep.
A 30-something-year-old Casemiro, and Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes.
Yes.
So what happens?
But at the end of the day, per the Man United system, I mean, if you have 3 midfielders and you are competing in just 2 competitions, I don't think it's gone.
Kona just got injured. Anything can happen.
That's true.
So everything, when you are preparing for a season, you need to have contingency plan.
Yeah.
I think that's what
if Kobe had said
be patient.
This
earlier,
no,
maybe the club would have wanted another player in the transfer space to come an argument.
And besides, the thing is, if he goes out on loan, I mean, Man United can still go out there and get an emergency kind of midfielder, more or less.
United gone past that stage.
Also on loan.
Nothing emergency. You either get what you want or you manage to
you can promote any of the academy boys. I mean, maybe this
himself is an academy boy.
Maybe this could be the prime time to bring to promote the Malian chap in the academy, Sekou Kune. Yes, so you can let him go. At the end of the day, you can let Menu go. I don't think it will affect Man United that much.
Yeah, it will have.
I see that.
Casemiro can pull a hamstring tomorrow.
True. Yes, true.
The only player in this Man United team that is guaranteed to be fit is Bruno Fernandes, because you don't associate injuries with his game.
His
past records are there.
Absolutely.
You understand? So he's the only person you can. There he is, losing the simple ball given to him. He's losing it.
Kobe Menu comes and replaces Mount in United's play, but still United in the 49th minutes leading Burnley. Why do I keep saying Bournemouth? Burnley by a goal to 0. Sunderland 0, Brentford 0.
Just
Spurs. Let me put this out there. Just a sec. Spurs 0, Bournemouth 1 as well. It's 54 minutes in that game. Then it's Wolves who are still not showing up against Everton. It's still 2-1 in favor of Everton. Later will be Leeds up against Newcastle United. We're going to talk a bit about that as well. You were saying something?
I was just saying that it's just a shame, like with all the chances created, United haven't actually been able to put the ball in the back of the net themselves the whole season.
It doesn't matter. All goal is a goal.
and on top of
that, goals have been old goals.
And look, and on top of that, I really believe that Man United can let Kobe Menu go at least on loan, because at the end of the day, even if you pair one of the DMs, as in Casemiro or Ugarte, and let's say Bruno Fernandes isn't available, you can play Mason Mount in that position right next to one of those two guys. So I don't think necessarily
wouldn't it be too much experimenting if you have
experimenting? Because when 20 goals at Chelsea, I think he
played in that central midfield position, and on top of that, it will lessen the headache on even Amorim, because in that sense, it will give him the free license to consistently play with Brian Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha, and Benjamin Sesko, and not having to force Mason Mount into the formation.
You don't gamble on your midfield over a whole season like that. But the guy is no coach. It's not about he has a contract to respect. A contract that expires in 2028. As a coach, why would you want to gamble with your midfield and let him go and leave only 3 midfielders?
Look, I mean, I believe in the spine of every football club.
That's it.
And if an instrumental player like Bruno is forming the spine of your team, and you don't have numbers again in that area where you have Bruno can move a little off. He gives you a lot of numbers. Options. Yeah, but in this is the beginning of the season. This match day 3 in the Premier League, and Cunha is out.
And Cunha is out.
We are yet to know the level of
Man United have options in that attacking space, even to the extent that they are ready to let Højlund go.
Højlund is gone. I think the deal is confirmed to Napoli now.
So you get my point. They have options. Now Cunha is gone. Højlund is gone. Still, they are okay because
they are okay because they are more options in that position.
Midfield, they are fine.
3
midfield,
they are fine. If you are a coach,
Casemiro is there.
Listen to me. If you are a coach, over 38 games. You want to have only 3 midfielders in your team?
No. You are looking at it from the standpoint of 3.
But that's the way it is.
Relax, coach. I'm talking about the DM position. You have Casemiro and Ugarte. The other position right next to the DM, or which is the 8 more or less. You have Bruno Fernandes in there. But Messi Mount can play in that position.
You see,
that's the thing. Messi Mount can play in that position.
It is not a matter of having anybody at all to play in the position.
He's not anybody at all. He has played in that position before at Chelsea.
He's not played. Messi Mount's best games at Chelsea was not as a number 8. Was never as a number 8. Under Thomas Tuchel, it was never as a number 8.
Under Frank Lampard, it was.
But under Frank Lampard, it wasn't.
It was, because at the end of the day, he was shuffling in between the 8 and the 10 position. So he can play in that position.
Now you say he was shuffling. It was not about shuffling.
He can play in that position.
I don't know. Look, for me, I think if you want to experiment, you should be consistent as well with experimentation. The moment you tweak something wrong, this is a squad that is beginning to understand.
Already the team is struggling. So you want to create more problems for yourself.
That's fair. But I mean,
just a quick one. See, this thing is pretty simple. If you let Kobe Menu go, and you have, let's say, Messi Mount play behind Bruno Fernandes in that number 8 position. Let Ugarte and Casemiro battle it out for that DM position, number 6, more or less. In that sense, moving up top, because you've lost Rasmus Højlund, and now looks like Cunha has picked up an injury and might be out for maybe a couple of weeks. You put Šeško in there. There's Zexi. There's Brian Mbeumo in there. That means that, look, you can push Ahmad into that position that he should have been playing all this while, as one of the number 10s playing behind Šeško. Because at the end of the day, now Mazraoui has returned. He can play as the right wing back. There's also Diogo Dalot as his cover, more or less, because I don't think Diogo Dalot should be starting for Man United. It should be Mazraoui. And the defenders, you have space for choice. And so in that sense, how is there a problem if you let Kobe Menu go? There's no problem.
The area that's been spoken of about this football club that needs attention is the midfield now. If you look at the team, it has a lot of backups in defense and in the offensive areas in the final third as well. But the middle is where people, and the middle is what got United in that controversial situation of we don't need to sell Baleba. We are not ready. If we want to come for him, this is the amount we are calling for him. And then it went on like that, and the United
had to 1-1.
Okay, so far, by way of updates, Burnley have just equalized. It's United 1, Burnley 1. They kept pressing, so that was like, it was just coming. Everton are leading by 3 goals to 2 now. The former Chelsea lad scored for them. That's Dewsbury Hall. Got a goal for them. So it's Everton 3, Wolves 1. Spurs are still losing that game. It's Bournemouth 1, Spurs 0, Sunderland 0, Brentford 0 as well. And as I indicated earlier on, it was Chelsea 2, Fulham 0 in that game that's transpired earlier. United 1, Burnley 1. Let's go for a break. But before we do, let me run through some few messages. Then we'll go for a break. We'll turn back into the studio. There's more discussion in here. But I mean, why would you allow this?
They're all backing off.
No, why would you allow it?
Look at the amount of space allowed.
Why would you allow this? Why would you allow this? Oh, it's sad. Let me get into the messages. Philip from Tama says, I don't agree with coach. The manager is to be blamed. Why put a player who is the most creative deep in midfield? I have issues with that as well. Then you bench Menu. Bruno's numbers will surely decrease, and this will eventually affect United. I agree with you, Philip. Kakeli from Ameria says, I predict Spurs to win by 3 goals to 2 and United 4-0. Look, it's 1-1 at Old Trafford. Alvinho from Akosombo says, as a Chelsea fan, it's always nice to see United suffering, but let me advise them. United have scored 2-1. Is this his first goal or second?
No, this is his second goal for Man United, but first in the league since joining Man United, because he scored in that game against Grimsby.
I don't want to talk about a Grimsby game, but that's fair. As a Chelsea fan, it's always nice to see United suffering, but let me advise them to give Amorim time. Wow, that's interesting. Ayuba Halilu from Kaswa says, I'm very happy for the Chelsea win against Fulham, and I hope we keep this form, this winning form. If you guys are saying Amorim should not be blamed for United's loss against Grimsby, he should have Sutton allowed the players to only travel to Grimsby. Amorim should be blamed. Right, that's fair. Hallelujah. And Isaac says, unbelievable. His second big chance blasted over the bar. The Ahmad of last season would have buried both chances. He's a bit rusty from limited playing time. Explicit from Castle also says, Chelsea's game, robbery pioneer. This season's officiating is not going well at all. A player does 360 and is deemed as a challenge. Defender 10 from Paul says, Man Loose United has started their relegation defense, so he has a laughing emoji to that. Richard from Domin says, Man United will lose this match by 2-1. Well, United, he says, mark my words. Look, mark my words as well. United is leading by 2-1. It's 58 minutes into the United game. United, leading by 2-1. Let's go for this break. When we come back, we'll talk about how United, scored that and how this game will eventually pan out, plus other games that's currently happening. This is your show. Stick and stay. 97.3 Citi FM is the Republic of Football. Republic of Football on your radio 97.3 Citi FM, on channel 1 TV on your screens. If you're watching us live on your TV, welcome on board. We run from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's a show you would want to be a part of. Been reading a couple of messages from guys who are doing the listening, watching our screens as well. 4 games currently happening in the Premier League. Yeah, I should take the opportunity to, update the listeners also, in relation to other games that are happening elsewhere. Well, in La Liga, there's just a game. Deportivo Alaves playing Atletico Madrid. It's 1-1 in 26 minutes in that game. Later, Real Oviedo will be playing Real Sociedad. There's Girona up against Sevilla. Real Madrid up against Mallorca later. In the Bundesliga, Hoffenheim ended that game losing to Eintracht Frankfurt by 3-1. Leipzig 2, Heidenheim 0. Bortamades Stuttgart beating Borussia Mönchengladbach by 1-0. But that player himself, hey, I thought I was going to Liverpool. Actually, this game now is serious. Werder Bremen 2, Bayern Leverkusen 3. We're going to talk about some Donkomis later as well. Osberg up against Bayern will be later as well. No game have started so far in the Italian Serie A. Bologna will be playing Como who are on some bit of magnificent form. Parma will be playing Atalanta also as well at 4:30. There's Napoli Cagliari. There's Pisa AS Roma later as well. In the French Liga, it's Lorient who are playing Lille 0-0. Nantes to play Auxerre later. Toulouse up against PSG later as well at 7:05. It's the Republic of Football on your radio. 97.3 Citi FM on TV at Channel 1 TV. Welcome back, guys. It's good to be following these games across the so. But United again, coach. What's the problem of this football club? Because I don't seem to understand. Bruno, in a space where it's your favorite, you have
he did. No. You have to give him the benefit of the doubt here, because there were players rushing onto him, and he knew that if he had hit it that straight, maybe he would have deflected off them. So he wanted to caress it into the far post, but that didn't materialize.
Well, Spurs look like they are scoring, but it's just unfortunate. It's Bournemouth 1, still Spurs 0. Beckval had a ball around the D. He tried to curl it into the area, but the goalkeeper was just steady in that space, and then just getting the ball. 68 minutes into the Spurs game, it's still Bournemouth who are leading, but Spurs are playing something magical, indeed in that game, fighting all and trying to. But Bournemouth are a solid team. You ask me, Coach. Bournemouth are a solid team, aren't they? I mean, if you watch,
they are a very, very difficult team to play against. Team like Bournemouth, it is very important that when you are playing against them, you shouldn't allow them to go ahead. To get the better part of them, most often than none, you should be the one breaking the virginity of the game, not them. So Spurs themselves are experiencing how difficult it is to play against a team like Bournemouth. Look at Casemiro. What sort of... I don't know what is wrong with this guy.
Coach,
I mean, he doesn't want to even take one touch before passing the ball. So like I'm saying...
He's been criticized over...
No, but look, for somebody
who's not a young Casemiro, you cannot be holding the ball if there's pressure on him.
For somebody who has played for Real Madrid and by far the most successful team in world football, I mean, at least that basic control and pass should not elude him, even if he is that bad. That is the point I'm making. It's basic, it's fundamental. You knew the player is coming from behind. Unnecessarily, he's put the team under unnecessary pressure.
True.
Unnecessary pressure.
So it's a long throw in, they flick it a little. Would this be 2-2? It is.
It is 2-2.
Yeah.
I said it.
Yeah. It's elementary.
I said it. It's elementary.
Yeah.
I said it.
Don't do that.
I said it. I said it.
Some of these things, it's difficult to blame me on the coach.
No, but how do you blame me on the coach?
Because
it cannot be coaching. It just cannot be coaching. You ask yourself, what at all is wrong? The goalkeeper gets the ball, he gives it to you under no pressure. Yes, there's a player coming from behind you. Casemiro doesn't even see the need to even scan.
Somebody's approaching or something.
He doesn't see the need to scan.
Okay, so it was a long throw into the area, as I indicated earlier. A little flick on the ball.
Look at Bayern.
Look at the goalkeeper.
Look at Bayern. Look at Bayern. Bayern.
But they kick a ball which is not of much. The ball is not carrying a lot of power.
This is a simple thing.
And Bayern don't know whether he should catch this ball, he should punch it out. Look at him.
Catch it.
He doesn't know what he's doing with the ball. He just piles the ball into the foot of an onward attacker, and it's an easy tapping. And look at that. He's struggling to enter the pole to go and catch the ball.
This is a simple catch.
Because you can't tell me you were expecting Menu to be blocking this ball or something. You had a full glance at the ball.
The final dive when it was already in the net. Now he's
and he's diving into the net to go and catch the ball. Charlie,
you see, you keep making life extremely difficult for yourself.
Oh no, I felt just Onana. I felt really bad for him.
Look, it's a shame.
When he played Onana, and Onana, like, he just gave Onana a chance in the cup, and then he does that. And I think they're trying to get the Lamens deal through.
No, but it's clear that after these two keepers there.
United has moved from Romero and David De Gea in that competition.
From Van der Sar?
From Van der Sar, if you stretch it backward, to Onana and Tom Heaton and what's the name of this guy? Bayern. That's a shame. Come on.
No, Bayern too they were all good keepers before they got here. That's what's surprising to me. They can't all of a sudden become bad keepers overnight. Because I think Onana has made it well known that he was the best goalkeeper in the Champions League before he got here. I think Bayern too was first choice for his country, so it's just a bit surprising. It's just a bit surprising at I don't know if it's pressure. I don't know if it's, but they seem to be constantly making mistakes that put their team on the back foot.
It's 68 minutes in that game. United 2, Burnley 2 as well. Still Fulham losing. Bournemouth, still maintaining that gap is 1-0 still in that game. It's still 0-0. Sunderland and Brentford. Still Everton 3, Wolves 1 in the games that are happening currently in the.
So I thought Ten Hag was about to win, but it looks like there was a last-minute equalizer for Werder Bremen.
Okay. In that game, yeah.
90 plus 6, so it ended 3-3. So Ten Hag is still looking for his first win as manager of Leverkusen. Especially when you look at the week that Solskjaer and Mourinho have had, doesn't seem. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
A lot's been happening. Two former Manchester United coaches sacked. It was right. United sacked those guys.
I mean, at the time that they did, but since then, it seems like whoever they brought in to be the solution turned out to not be able to solve the problem.
Let's get our guys who are doing the watching on TV and doing the listening on radio. The honor of reading some few messages in here. Paul says, guys, the point has to be made that the English players feel so entitled to the extent that they feel once they are in a team, they must necessarily be played. How dare Kobe Menu? Who is he in the scheme of things at United? He cannot turn 360, 190, etc. And he feels big in his boots. He should learn from Frankie de Jong, Pedri, and Fermin Lopez. Instead of playing good and well, he's rather feeling big. He won't make the bench in any good team. See what he's doing. What he has. Raymond, inside Tama Community Force says, Amorimbo, I pick you, I pick it. But it's Onana in the post, no, Onana is not. But Inderis. Casemiro walks on the pitch and shakes his head. You are costing this
but
team.
He's costing the team.
Casemiro.
Who's your uncle? Who's your uncle?
What you doing? Sometimes when age catches up with you in football, or finds a way to, finds it way in your boots as a footballer, there's nothing you can do.
In the first half, we're squandering all the chances. Now he's in the second half. He's even struggling to even give an assist. That is football for you.
Dennis Atashaman says, greetings to the crew. I don't agree with the man saying Menu should go. That's our Jamie. Has he forgotten about Mount's inconsistency regarding his fitness? Thank you. Hala Madrid here.
His level of inconsistency is lower than Kobe Menu. Kobe Menu's inconsistency is wild as they come. First season, he blossomed with the team. Second season, totally lost. This season, very frustrating to watch. Didn't we see him at Grimsby Town? Always forcing the issue. Simple pass, he will go for a complicated pass. Straightforward pass, he hits it very hard. His teammate cannot even control the ball. Today, he's come on in the second half, and we've seen so far that his play has been inconsistent. So, in terms of consistency or inconsistencies, I'll rank Kobe Mainoo higher than Mason Mount in terms of inconsistency.
Well, Brentford, they've gotten a goal through Igor Thiago, and they are leading by a goal to 0 against Sunderland as it stands now. So I'm picking few of messages. We are live on Channel 1 TV on YouTube as well, live on TV on Channel 1 TV, and on radio 97.3 Citi FM as well. On X, we are Citi Sports GHA. You can follow us and drop your comments. So I'm trying to go around and be picking some few comments.
I'm just trying to look at the teams in the EPL and trying to picture a place where Kobe Mainoo could fit in.
No, I don't think he goes and start anywhere. Does he?
Ali on loan.
Top six. Top six.
No. I mean the top six.
Okay, top
Spurs,
10. Top 10.
Top 10. Let me see. Would he fit in at Brighton?
Would he? Who is he subbing at Brighton?
Brighton have been looking to move a lot of.
Which is the team that? What's the name of the team that Baleba is played?
Brighton.
Yeah. So will he fit in?
Yeah, I think he will fit in playing alongside Baleba. I think it will be a perfect mix because he's not athletic. Baleba is athletic and is very technical and can shut down pretty much an entire offense on his own. But at the same time, he's not just a destroyer, but he can control the pace of a game. He can give a pass and all. He scores goals too. And so playing him next to a guy like Kobe Mainoo, who is very expressive with the ball. Oh yeah, I think it will be a brilliant combo to have those two guys play. I don't know if Brighton and Hove Albion will do it, but I think theoretically, it will be a fun combo to watch.
Austin from Ashama has gotten a bit on Coach and So listening to Coach and is very
Austin say what?
it's very infuriating. Very, very infuriating here. It says the guy wants minutes, and you are telling him to bid his time in the World Cup year. Menu is already starter or a starter in the English team. You cannot deny that.
Not anymore. He's not a starter anymore.
He started almost every game in the Euros. Coach and I can't believe what you guys are saying.
That was different coach. Maybe the person I've forgotten. That was 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago.
And the guy Southgate. Now he's a different coach.
He's moved on. He's not moved on to the next level.
Hey, that's a penalty.
No, that is not a penalty. He's not going to allow him to.
That's a shoving. He pushed him.
No.
It's part of the game.
Ahmad wasn't in control of the situation.
It's part of the game. So
Ahmad wasn't in control of the situation. So there's no way you are going to give that as a penalty.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, Ayuba comes in again. Says, I disagree with the analysis on Fulham's disallowed goal. My question for him is, do you have to rob a bank to survive because it's close to you? I think he was talking about
the Chelsea bid.
Fulham bid that you raised earlier.
Look, if you have an argument to make about the first goal, about the goal Fulham scored that was disallowed, fair game. Because, in as much as I believe that that goal should have stood, if you make a point that, yes, it should have been disallowed, I can take it in. I can understand. Because at the end of the day, there was a challenge. I believe that there was no follow-through, and so the goal should have stood. But if you make the argument that, yes, the challenge was a little bit harsh and could have potentially ended Trevor Chalobah in a very dangerous position in terms of his injury situation, I can accept that. But the second goal, for instance, the penalty that Chelsea got, and they used to score their second goal, there's absolutely no way that penalty should have stood. When 5 seconds before Ryan Semenyo's hand touched the ball, Joao Pedro, his hand, the ball struck Joao Pedro's hand, but it wasn't called. Then just 5 seconds later, a foul is called against Fulham in the penalty box, and that's a penalty. And we know this, that when challenges are made, a referee can decide to have the game play on. But if within 10 seconds, the team that has possession and got his player fouled ends up losing possession within 10 seconds. The referee has all the right in the world to whistle for a foul.
Yeah.
If it goes beyond 10 seconds, then the referee can let it go. You get it? If like after initial point of contact that got the foul to be committed, if within 10 seconds after that foul was committed, the referee waved play on, but within 10 seconds another foul is committed and the team that had this player fouled loses possession or loses the ball in a very good position, then the referee has all the right in the world to whistle. But in this case, it was just 5 seconds.
Okay.
It wasn't beyond 10 seconds. It was just 5 seconds. So how is that not a foul against Joao Pedro? So yeah, that's what beats me.
Few updates coming in from other games as well. This is 97.3 Citi FM. Welcome. If you just tune in, this is your favorite radio sporting content. It's the Republic of Football. So if you just tuning in, welcome on board. We are here to give you much updates in relation to all games across Europe. We give you analysis as well. For live updates, it's United 2, Burnley 2, Sunderland 1, Brentford 1, still Spurs 0, Bournemouth 1, Wolves 2, Everton 3. So something interesting happening. But still in Spain, it's Deportivo Alaves 1, Atletico Madrid 1. And in Germany, as quite rightly indicated, Werder Bremen ending that game against Bayern Leverkusen by 3-3. Stuttgart won against Mönchengladbach by 1-0. Leipzig 2, Heidenheim 0. And Hoffenheim suffered a defeat against Eintracht Frankfurt. Frankfurt beating them by 3-2 from that game. So no, it was 3-1 in favor of Eintracht Frankfurt. And Lorient still playing Lille is 0-0 in the French league. So that's the latest from there. Keep your comments coming in on 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Does it look like United are going to get another goal, coach?
It's going to be very difficult because Burnley are playing so intelligently now.
I knew you thought I was going in.
Yeah,
but
I thought Šeško was going to get, but the goalkeeper was very brave in his decision making.
Which United don't
and
have?
he got to the first.
Unlike Onana.
Yeah, unlike Onana and what's his name?
Bayern.
Martin Dubravka. I think he's a good goalkeeper. I mean, you look at him, and there's little you can say about him. Of course, he's 36 years old, and you need to man up with a bit more of experience, at that age. And there's something that's highly frustrating at United. The keepers are not dominant enough in their goal post, in their area. They don't seem to control the goal area, and it's something that's baffling. But for this game, coach, you are building a point that you don't see United, coming.
The goalkeeping situation is one of the main source of Man United's jitteriness. Because at the end of the day, if you are playing and creating all those chances, but at the back of your mind, you have this funny feeling that any ball that gets flighted in the air, your chances of conceding a goal are high. You start feeling a bit jittery, and so the goalkeeping department is one area that. Look, it's a major area of concern for Man United, and it's funny that they are fixing issues, but the moment it looks like they fixed one department, then another issue pops up.
That's why I'm a bit disturbed about the owners of the club, because their diagnosis from the coach was spot on.
Yeah.
Change my number one goalkeeper. Go and get me Costa from FC Porto. Get me a midfielder who is very athletic.
Yeah.
Get me 2 number 10s and a striker, which they have done. In terms of the 2 number 10 and the striker.
Mbomo and Cunha.
Plaszczko.
Are they playing the ball around a lot?
They worked it. It was a good build-up, but the execution again.
Look, I have a feel Šeško should be playing the United, regardless of he's not had a lot of time with the team and what have you.
You see,
his position is his movement.
You see,
Šeško is movement.
He's not pissed.
You'll be pissed. You'll be pissed. That's why I'm saying that he should risk it with Šeško because Šeško
is in. He's in. He's been brought in. He's been in for the past 25 minutes.
Oh wow, I didn't catch a glimpse of that. I'm sorry, guys, but I mean it's 81 minutes into the game. United to Burnley 2. But I love his movement. I love Šeško's movement.
It's a game that should be won.
First half.
A bit like the Grimsby thing. Bringing him on in this situation.
Say again.
It's a little similar to the Grimsby thing. So bringing him on in this situation, you're almost now expecting him to come on and score. Whereas it's different if he's coming on to a team that is winning.
To score. Not if he's on the bench, it's like 0-0 and he starts. If he's there and the chance presents itself, he should score.
Yeah. I mean, because Chicharito was coming from bench.
And he was always going to come on as a striker. And if you are playing in a team and your team is already winning.
No, but Chicharito comes from bench. United is not, winning. Then he comes. Then, he fetches a goal.
Yeah, I mean, now Šeško should be able to score in this situation. But if he had already been scoring, I think that's different. If he hasn't started scoring yet, and we even saw with Goalkeeper, it took a while for the team because they were not used to playing with a striker, how to find him, how to create certain types of chances that he can.
They kept him in because he has started,
And that's what I'm saying. It's bearing fruit now. But if he doesn't get enough time to play with the team and get adapted to their system, when will they also now get an understanding of his movement and what types of runs, what types of passes, and what types of runs he will be making?
Should United fans lower their expectations?
What are the expectations? That's the point. That's the question. What are the expectations?
Some of the fans still believe that United is still up there. Because what they've seen pre-season.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What are the expectations? Yeah.
A team finish 15th. The next season, it will be. You see, what you don't want to do is to put pressure on the team. Actually, you need to ease it down and let them play. But the problem is that any dangerous ball that goes to the United 18 ends up being a goal. That is the problem.
Especially when it is floated in the air. No, when it's floated in the air.
Even when it's not dangerous. Come to think of it, this goalkeeper should have caught that ball at the goal. But he was punching it while he didn't even know what he wanted to do.
I think the problem was when he was bringing it down, he hit his knee again. He rebounded off his knee and went back.
Yeah, because he's jittery. And who prepare so it's bound to happen. Look, it's an area of concern. Look, if Man United can even get
somebody on loan.
Yeah, Lamens is more or less on the verge of joining the club. If they can fix that issue and let's say they miss out on bringing in a midfielder, I think it will be okay. I think it will be okay.
If United don't get Lamens and get a goalkeeper, get a midfielder.
Yeah, I think it will be okay. I mean, we have just 2 days, or one day, just 1 day to the end of
it closes on the 1st.
On the 1st, so more or less 2 days. Yeah, so tomorrow, so more or less 2 days. So if you don't get both players for both positions, but you manage to get one, I think it's okay, considering you solved the number 10 issues by bringing in Cunha and Buemo, and you brought in the striker. That's Šeško. So
look at the goalkeeper. Did you see that? A ball was kicked back to the goalkeeper, and
I was just going to say that if you look at the performances that Dean Henderson put in the FA Cup final and the Community Shield final, he is a better goalkeeper, and I feel like United have had that same thing with Menu, where it's like we didn't have, or the player either didn't have patience or they didn't have time to fit him in the system. They let him go, and I think Coach made that same point before with Garnacho, before he wanted him to leave, but that was a close chance.
Of course, that's a 6-footer.
That was Šeško.
That's a 6-footer. He rises up in the air in that manner.
I don't think the ball was perfect. He looked like he was.
Yeah, it was on Mbemo's right foot. So you don't expect it to be perfect. Yeah, if it had been on his left, it would have had enough pace and enough elevation to help Šeško guide that ball.
He looked like he was in the air before the ball.
Exactly. Yeah, because he didn't have enough pace on it because it was on his weaker foot. So it's understandable. But Šeško did give it a good go. He did give it a good try. So. Yeah, good attempt. Yeah. Good attempt. I think this is his first attempt since coming on, and so at least he's warming himself into the league and into the game. So you just have to be a little bit patient with him.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they'll be patient for him. I just it just seems different. Like when he was coming in, it felt like he was that final striker. Like we said, he's not a project striker, coach. If those were your words, he's not a project striker. He's a guy who's coming to finish the job up for.
What is your problem with his not being a project? It seems like you're always sort of fixated with what he does. A coach puts up his first 11. He starts on the bench. He started the game, or he comes on into the game. Let him play.
For records, every
another missed chance by Man United.
By Sheshko. Yes.
I feel a lot of these balls, coach. A lot of these balls should be flying into the area. He should be the target man. It's one of the reasons why I'm saying that. If you play an Mbomo and Cunha behind him, and you are playing Dallo and Ahmad, inverted, they should be sending the balls in the area, and he should be leading the attack to be heading them balls.
It will come.
It will come. Don't worry.
Understanding of the system is key.
Maybe.
It's key. It will come.
Just maybe. All right. Let me go through a few messages. Guys, we are live on your TV. This is Channel 1 TV. This is the Republic of Football on Radio 97.3. As well, you can join the discussion on 0549 986 996. Latest updates in relation to games that are happening currently, with a bit of analysis thrown in here and there, and it's a lot of games happening now. So if you see us fixated on a number, you should know that's it's an update in relation to the world of games with a bit of analysis live on your radio and TV. It's Tottenham still struggling. Kudus is still playing. It's Bournemouth 1, Spurs 0. I feel in terms of managers, the gap is not that wide between Thomas Frank and the Bournemouth manager. But is this a reality check for Spurs? You let us know as well. Robinho says, so Amorim should teach Casemiro how to hold onto ball for 3 seconds. Anyway, if you leave him, now your case. That's what he says. Okay. Ika from Dansuman says, good afternoon, Citi Sports. Didn't Bayern know what the second goal he considered had already gone in? Why was he trying to save it? Yeah. It's disturbing.
I think it's just a late reaction. Because obviously, maybe when he dived for it, maybe he thought he could still save the ball. But because of how late the reaction was, when he actually got to the ball, it was already in the net.
Guys, we are
like Coach is saying, this is just
TV as well. So.
This is just this. It's just a shame. It's just a shame because they've had enough chances to win this game, and then for again, like people who didn't watch the match, we just go with the narrative. Oh, Amorim is struggling again, but I think they've played well enough in this game, and they are quite unfortunate to be level going into the 90th minute.
And people should watch the games, because after the Greensby Town performance, I saw the stats on Kobe Minu, and when you read the numbers, you would think Charlie, like he balled out, absolutely dominated. But when you watch the game, it was a totally different thing that you saw, because, like I said, he was forcing the passes. He was trying making very difficult choices with his passing, with his shooting, and he just looked off. His game felt off, and he was frustrating to watch. But when you looked at the stat sheets, it looked very impressive.
That's Menu again, gifting the ball to Ben. That's Menu. Look, he won't run. Look, that's Menu.
Now Mazraoui is back is back in the fold, and I think that's a good thing for Man United, because I see him as a better wing back option than Diogo Dalot, and I'm struggling why Amorim hasn't played in another central defender and pushed Luke Shaw into that left wing back position, but rather having Diogo Dalot play in that position. I don't think he's comfortable in there. That is aside he not being starting quality kind of material in the first place. So that's a little bit of oddity regarding the personnel selection.
So Ahmad got into the box. He was brought down. He's calling the referee to give a foul, which is like, say, much more like a penalty.
Oh no, he's not getting that penalty. I think he was looking for it. The slightest touch, he just went down.
The guy was dragging him.
He pulled his jersey. He tugged his jersey. on the jersey.
This is what I don't think I should be looking at.
I don't think you get
the referee
it.
I think the referee's communicating something. He's talking into his
No, it's just they're playing. Well, he's not going to give that.
No, but you can clearly see the man's shirt being pulled.
Yeah. Yes, he's being pulled. And outside the box, I'm pretty sure he will get a foul. But because the penalty box is sensitive, they are
watching it. He's pulling him all day.
They can watch it. But
it's a foul.
The thing is, once he goes to watch it, he might
it's a foul. He pulls
of play.
Pulling his jersey.
Impediment of play does not only come with body.
Yeah, it's a foul. He's pulling his jersey.
Blocking. The moment
he's going to get to
I don't think the force is enough for him to go down. But once he pulls him,
it's not about the force being enough.
No, that's a foul. I'm agreeing with the foul.
Don't justify whether the force is enough. If a Liverpool player jersey is pulled like this, it's a foul.
Coach, we are talking now. We are not
No. We are looking at this. The reason why I said that, you cannot say this is not a foul.
Coach, hold on a second. I agree what you're saying. But my point is that
it's a clear foul.
It's a foul, but I don't think it's enough to warrant a penalty. There is a difference between
two things. It is not only a penalty if the jersey is not pulled in the box. But if the jersey is pulled in the box, it's a penalty.
Coach, it even happened outside the penalty.
That's what I'm saying.
It even happened outside the penalty.
What I'm saying is that I didn't say it's a foul. I said it's a penalty. I didn't say it's a penalty. It's a foul.
It's a foul.
And I agree with that. But I'm saying it's not a penalty.
And it's a foul. And it's in the box.
Initially, you were saying that it is not enough to get him to go down.
Yes,
that is the problem I have.
But we are looking at it from a penalty standpoint.
No, you see.
And I again said
the
that
foul is the shirt being pulled. It's not him going down. That's why I'm agreeing with you. But him going down is almost to emphasize the fact that
look at how he went down.
You see,
it's not enough.
Nobody has a
because I realized that the player,
if they don't go down, they'll get penalties.
The defender had realized that he was getting into an area that if he keeps holding on to his shirt, he's going to go.
I'm not even going to get to the ball. He wasn't going to get to the ball. So how is that like that?
It doesn't change the fact that it's a foul.
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change. That's fine. Let's see what the decision the referee is going to.
Definitely going to give a penalty.
Is going to take. He's explaining the decision to.
Yeah, now these days they announced it to the hearing of everyone in the stadium. So we'll wait.
So we'll wait for the referee for that decision, and we invite your commentary as well on 0549 986 996. The referee is still communicating. I think he's giving the guy who got no, that's not him.
He's
giving a yellow card to somebody. I'll try and find out. And
really,
is that a foul? Wait on that. It's 2-2. It's 90 plus 3 minutes. It was 5 minutes.
I think he gave a foul to Ahmad for diving. That's what it looks like.
He's not giving a foul. He's giving a foul to the players of Burnley.
He's giving to Anthony. Jadon Anthony.
Then I think it's a penalty. Then definitely a penalty.
It's a penalty? We'll see whether it's a penalty because the pulling of the chest started from. It's a penalty.
Definitely, yeah.
And Bruno has gotten the ball again.
Yeah, he has to go for it. Who will go for it?
Oh, but he scored twice in the penalties against Greensby. It was just an off day that penalty that he took against.
He abandoned his own.
But it was a penalty. The point I was trying to make was that he had to go down to show the referee that it was a penalty. If he had stood up, the referee would not have noticed the shot.
But you see, that was your initial point. Your initial point was that pull did not warrant him going down. To even demand for a foul.
Just in pure.
No, it's a foul.
Let's hold on for a second. Coach,
he says that he doesn't believe that it's enough for him to go down. I support it.
I support it. We are here to educate people.
100%.
Whatever we are doing is to educate and to learn the rules of the game. The rule says if you put somebody jersey, it's a foul. You don't even need to go down.
And it's
listen, you don't even need to go. Listen to it. You don't need even to go down for the foul to be given.
Oh no, I agree with that.
So that is the point I'm making. You don't even need to go down.
Well, the point being that if he had not gone down, he may not have been given a penalty.
That is the different argument altogether. We can look at that. If you dribble past me in the center of the field and I pull your jersey, is it not a foul?
Look, you hold my shirt.
It's a foul. I'm not saying it's not a foul.
It's simple. The penalty box is a sensitive area. It's more sensitive than any other area on the pitch.
Let's get it straight.
So it must be clear.
When a player jersey is pulled, the player need not go down for a penalty to be given.
And that's something that officiating should get better at.
Let's pay attention to the sport kick mistake now. It's Bruno Fernandes behind the ball for Manchester United. He scores and United wins by 3-2 because already the 5 minutes is up. He moves 1-2, kicks it and scores. So it's 3-2 for Manchester United. The captain
returns the first goal in the Premier League,
of course, of scoring. And I think a lot is lifted off his shoulder.
This is a pressure penalty.
With us, absolutely.
It's seriously a pressure penalty.
The one against
was he able to watch it?
He wasn't able to watch it. It's what I wanted to find out from coach. Should it be disturbing? Should it be disturbing that a coach of Manchester United is unable to watch his lads?
What is there to teach somebody when he's playing?
Nothing to teach.
So he can decide not to watch.
It's a bad look. It's a bad look.
Decide not to watch.
It's a bad look for the coach of Manchester United. For the coach of Manchester United to not be able to watch a penalty kick, especially when it was against Fulham in the first half. You can't stand to watch your team convert a penalty kick.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I'm listening to you, coach.
You can have your own opinion about this matter. For me as a coach, if I cannot watch a penalty kick, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I think he watched this.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that because he was he said, what is there to teach the man?
There's nothing, but
if Jurgen Klopp, does he watch his penalty kick?
Sometimes he watches.
Yeah. So what about the time that he decides not to watch? Does it mean
so we should pick this as one of the times he decided?
No, this is one of the times.
He doesn't watch penalties.
How many times?
But this one he watched.
How many times did you not see Jurgen Klopp? How many times did you not see Jurgen Klopp turn his back
around? Yeah, I saw that.
That was in the crucial minutes, crucial moments. But this one, I'm referring to the Fulham game. It was in the first half. Your man couldn't even stand to watch the penalty kick. And that for me was very shocking. Against Grimsby Town, second round of the Carabao Cup. He didn't score.
Coach,
he doesn't watch Bruno scores.
I'm saying
that it changes everything in the sense that think about the imagery. The Man United head coach covering in the tunnel at the stadium, watching a penalty kick, a penalty shootout in the second round of the Carabao Cup against Grimsby Town.
Yeah.
And he's the head coach of Man United.
Against Grimsby Town, you are stressing. It changes nothing.
It changes
now,
nothing.
Here's my point. I think as a Manchester United coach, you need to be arrogant. That's
Alex Ferguson, no what about penalty kicks? No, I can share.
He's hiding. Like I can say zero.
There are certain things.
That, like,
these are personal decisions.
That
you don't stress yourself.
But it's down. What's wrong? It's 101 minutes.
It doesn't change anything. What you say?
Yeah.
Coach. That is the point I'm making. So whether you see when it's penalty, the player picks up the ball, he's going to the spot like Bruno just did. I said, coach, what does it change? Baby, original coach, where he's standing.
This is
Osha. Not Bruno. Why should go now?
This is.
But I think this is one of the things that's more important for fans. I understand the point that's being made. When you want to, I understand the point that's being made. That once you are a player or players looking at your manager,
the game is over. United won by 3 goals.
Sorry. Yeah, no, but like once you're a player, you want to see your manager not having. But this is also one of those things where, for a manager watching this, I think that coach said him watching it in that moment. And the more pressure it is, the less important it is that he's actually watching. Does that make sense? Like, because the higher the intensity, the more the focus is on actually the goal. There are very few times where people are now, and it's a confirmation bias thing. That's why when he mentioned the Klopp thing, I got interested because when you look at Klopp, it's the same thing. When they score or when things are going well, it looks like he loves his team so much, so he has so much.
But when they're going his stuff, he turns his back. This is Jurgen Klopp. Ruben Amorim is nowhere closer to being Jurgen Klopp. So the point I'm making is that I would have had issues with him if before the penalty kick with Grimsby, is it that the Grimsby Town, he didn't gather them to speak to them.
Okay.
Then that is where you can pep, motivate. Yeah. But the moment the player picks up the ball, there's nothing you can influence. But simple, it ends there. It's between the player and the goal. It's like if he watches, then the player scores. Yeah. If he doesn't watch, but it changes nothing.
Yeah,
these are individual decisions that you don't stress.
Would you, Christopher Nimley, in a pressure situation for your club, watch your boys take the spot kick?
I watch, and that's me.
Me
watching. What do I change by watching?
No, but what does the watching do for the
ball? But that's the default position.
Because when the player picks up, is he watching that the coach is watching before? Is he doing it before kicking?
But you know, during Alex Ferguson's era, the touchline presence had
which touchline presence?
Look, Alex Ferguson
Liverpool versus
Liverpool
versus Chelsea, Champions League semi-final. Rafael Benitez.
Yeah.
Do you remember what he did?
No, what did he do?
He sat on the grass, crossed his leg, and he was standing. Was he watching?
Yeah, he was not watching.
He was not watching.
That's his belief.
Who won?
That's his belief.
Who won?
No, that's his belief.
So that is Amorim's belief. Which one? Liverpool versus Chelsea. Jose Mourinho versus Rafa Benitez. Champions League semi-finals. We remember the one that Liverpool won and went to the final and then defeated AC Milan.
No,
when it was the penalty.
But with that game, if I remember, Rafa made a conscious effort because of the Mourinho mind games before that. He made a conscious effort.
It's not what he made. I'm talking about what happened. He sat on the turf, crossed his leg, and bowed down his head, and he was saying that he wasn't watching the penalty.
He was intentionally trying to.
You see, when you are in the class, you fail. When I'm marking your script, you say, you fail. What's the problem?
It doesn't change anything. He didn't watch the penalty. Fine. He didn't watch the penalty. But which game are we talking about? We are talking about the semi-final. No, we are talking about the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League.
What does that do?
You can't compare that to the second round of the Carabao Cup. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, then why do we rank trophies after some trophies?
No, my point is the pressure the manager.
You can rank games after some games.
Let's be one after the other for listeners' sake.
So are there some penalties that should be watched and others that shouldn't?
No.
So it doesn't change anything.
The point is,
the analysis not here.
Yeah.
Which one do you watch? Which one do you choose not to watch?
No, all penalties are penalties.
So what was
But for me,
I'm saying that me, Coach Nimley, if I'm the one coaching Manchester United, I will stand and watch. That is me.
What do you believe? Hold on. What do you believe that standing and watching?
It has got nothing to do with belief.
It's the default position. A manager watches the game. If you don't want to watch it, that's your personal choice.
I can't believe that. When it's a belief, that's got nothing to do with belief.
Let me hear from you guys.
Just on your point, I just think that visually, if you don't think about optics, I think visually, when you're looking at Amorim, the fact that he was placing Šeško 10, the fact that he was cowering a bit, all of it pointed to sign that he himself was not confident that his team was going to win.
100%.
Which is a different point. Him choosing not to watch the match, watch the penalties is a different choice.
That's it. That's my
argument. But visually, the way he was presenting himself in that moment, it looked like he himself was not confident in the team.
You can't be a United manager and be down in such critical moments. No way.
In the which of the games I've forgotten? Oh, it's a Liverpool game under Jurgen Klopp. I've forgotten. It was tense. You are a Liverpool fan. If Nketiah was
I know what you mean.
He turned his back.
Speaking of Nketiah, remember the point he made about Desmond Offe?
That what?
The Black Stars, like when we were playing penalties. When we were playing penalties. You saw the body language of Desmond Offe. You saw the body language of Desmond Offe.
Yeah, I remember.
Nketiah made that point.
I didn't blame or say
language.
I didn't say
Desmond Offe
should be sacked because of the penalties.
I'm not saying he be sacked.
I didn't say he's disappointed Ghana because he didn't watch the penalty. We came here with analyze. I said when it came to the coaching, after
like in proper timing,
getting our team to respond when the game was ongoing, that was when he folded. That was when Offe folded. True or false?
True.
And the other same American.
Okay, let me know what's this next. Let me know.
That was when the
hold on for me.
That was when he can influence the whatever is happening.
Thank you, coach. Your microphones are off. Respectfully, I want to read some few messages we have here in relation to these matters we are discussing, and I just want us to respectfully, have that argument as it goes. So I wouldn't tolerate any sort of insult and all of those things in our messaging. So please, guys, doing the listening on radio and the watching on TV as well. On 0549 986 996, you can send in your messages. This one says, this Senna, writing. He says, he will not watch penalties. If you can, go and arrest him. Tell the guy stressing that for me, and I'm saying it as I feel he should. He's a Manchester United manager, and he should be watching penalties. It's as simple as that. This is not any other football club.
Watching it, that's fair. But him not watching it in that moment, in terms of the outcome of the penalty shootout, what consequential how do you call it?
Look,
what consequence did
for United, it changes anything. You are Manchester United manager.
Don't hold it against him that way. He decided not to watch.
No, we are holding it against him in the sense that you are the leader.
It comes with it. Your body language, as a manager, your body language for a football club is material.
That's why I just demonstrated. We are on TV as well.
100%.
If I'm the player like the Bruno picked the penalty, or if a ball, he put the ball down, he's going to kick. Then he turns and look at where Amorim is. Is Amorim watching? 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 What is that?
Okay, I've got a few messages. The messages are coming. There are plenty. So let me just put
does it change?
Because at 4:30, I want us to engage listeners as well.
He could only change something, like in the Grimsby case.
Yeah.
Extra time or the 90 minutes over. It's time for penalties. Every player come. He helps in the arrangement. All the coaches. There are some players who are not confident.
Yeah.
They don't want to step up to take penalties. We've seen that several times.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is where he can influence it. The moment the group moves into the center circle,
he's done with his job.
He's done with his job. Okay. The rest is up to the player.
Fair.
There's nothing to change.
Fair. 0549 986 996. These are messages Daniel's is seeing. He's telling me to cool down small. Because people are charged up doing the watch.
You see, it's a decent conversation to have. My point is, I will watch. But by me watching, I don't change anything. Another person decides not to watch.
Okay.
It doesn't add, it doesn't change.
Kofi Nelson, listen. The first part of your message, I'm not reading it. I'll take from the second part of your message, and I feel it's fair. Kofi Nelson from Ashaman. So I take the second part of your message. It says, what bearing does a coach choosing to watch or not watch a penalty have on a football game? It has no, as in, I don't know how to better put it, but the weight is not that, it's not plenty, or if you want to wait. But my problem is that for your body language as a manager at the touchline, it speaks a lot. It communicates to your players, and it's more important. Let me go through. I'll come run listeners through the entire the updates, and then we'll get into listening to them on radio as well when they put their calls through. Walker Alexander Agri says, "Yeah, it's been too emotional. Watching or not doesn't change anything." Yeah, that's your argument. That's fair. RG Mensa says, "Good afternoon, my people. I hope coach will continue to support Amorim like this if things get worse." Why do you want to? Why do you want things to get worse first? No, but why do you even want things to get worse now?
If Amorim is sacked today, whoever comes next, I'll support the person.
Look, I love young, brilliant managers.
You see, the reason why, let me tell people why I'm in love with this man. This man is so honest in his dealings.
That's true.
With the press. He's come and he's got to deal with a lot of things, especially the bad nuts in that dressing room. Every player or all the bad nuts, every coach that came failed to deal with it. Ali, he's dealt with it to the extent that today Rashford and Co does not see themselves as future of Manchester United. That's a plus. It is going to improve if Man United had gotten him Diego Costa and they had brought Baleba, whatever we are seeing, Casemiro playing one-touch football. Go and watch the game. If you're a United fan, this is the point I've been making for the past 3-4 months.
People have you here in your comments. So you ask Agon, I like what you're doing. Let me pick few of the messages. Great.
So at the end of the day, he's come in there with a certain system. To all those who saying he's not flexible with the system. You saw what he did today?
I'll come to you to explain what he did today. No, I'll come. No, I want you to explain.
Regarding the
I realized something else. So I want to ask you questions on that. Let me pick some few messages. This is from Nana. It says, Ferguson, what at all have you done spiritually before leaving Manchester United? Penalty taking is about heart affairs. So if you know your blood pressure level, then you can decide. I think this one to agree small.
I was at the Citi Sports Team when you may kiss the cap. You remember that you may kiss the cap. May kiss the cap. When it got to the penalty, when the Kotoko players were coming, you could clearly see the Kotoko coach and the entire Kotoko bench and the whole about 80-90% of them. They were not comfortable watching. They were not. But when the Hearts of Oak players were coming, you could see the confidence with which they came. Jones Atukefu at the time had his handkerchief, shaking his handkerchief late, made so red and perfect piece. You understand? And with the Hearts of Oak supporters, that day, you see the where the penalty was taken, behind that post, that was where Hearts of Oak, the chapter, that is where we were. Because Hearts of Oak at the time had won the toss. So we chose where the penalty should be taken. So when the Hearts of players were coming, we were drumming, we were singing phobia, our roads, we're jumping. So our players came with confidence. Look at Donko. You remember Donko, the one who scored the winning penalty? Look at where he started from. Look at the speed with which he came to the ball. Bam! Nashe. Steve Udro, when he was coming. Oliver, Joseph Jamichek Henrich. He was coming very sluggish. I said, this man, he's not even scored with his. He's overhead. He played no then. The goalkeeper caught it. So penalties, you see, it is very, very, I don't want to use the word optional, but Charlie, no coach can affect a penalty kick. The penalty that Bruno just scored. This is the third game. A third game, United could have gotten 2 points out of a possible 9 points if he had not scored that penalty kick.
True.
So Ruben Amorim stands on the touchline, opens his eyes wide and watches.
How come?
What does that change?
How come?
Or what does that? What does it add to it?
How come? The messages are there are plenty. Charles Sinawo, she says, honestly, Amorim should be bold enough to watch a player take a penalty, especially against a team like Grimsby. It gives a player moral courage. He adds. The problem with Man U is the players. They are lazy. They have no fighting spirit. Nanaya from Asofan says, Numo, with the greatest respect, Femodin. The story would have been different if Chelsea had lost to Grimsby. Allow us to shade you small.
Oh, but that's not the point we are making.
Johnny Cruz, he says, listening from Community 18, says, so on my own opinion, it doesn't change anything whether he watches or no. What matters is the player should deliver. King Joey from Dansuman says, with watching the penalty thing, it's like this scenario. As a teacher, you've taught your students the subjects to the best of your knowledge. Then it's time for BEC. Then what does the presence
of the teacher add?
Or absence?
Perfect example. What does he add?
Sorry. Sorry. He says, what does that the absence of the teacher do? He can go watch highlights and correct his mistakes later.
So Spurs lost the game, eh?
Yeah, Spurs lost by a goal to 0. We'll come to. I want to just finish the messages and run it one last all through. Super Chair Ado says, hello panelists. I don't agree with Coach Nimley on the coach not watching the penalty kick against Grimsby Town. The coach's posture is very necessary to help the team win, especially the 4th tier team. Total lack of confidence on the side of the Man U coach. He was virtually hiding behind his assistants. This is clear. Johnny Cruz, listening from Community 18, says, talking about Chelsea versus Fulham match, Fulham forgot that they were playing against the world champions. I really love the work you guys are doing here with this. I don't even have to struggle or stress myself to go and watch any match. Also, my regards to coach. Farouk from Botre says, I think United still need to give the coach more time, just like Arsenal gave Arteta, time. 0549 986 996. Now I ran you through a few games played and the result, and come back into the studio. Then we allow you to come in on the phone lines as well. So earlier on, Chelsea beat Fulham by 2-0. Manchester United beat Burnley by 3-2 at Old Trafford. Sunderland won by 2-1 against Brentford. Spurs lost against Bournemouth at home by a goal to 0.
Remember, we're talking about this Spurs issue, where somebody said we should wait. I think, I think like, you said that.
Relax.
This is Spurs. We've seen it before. But okay, let's go.
We'll come back to that as well. Everton beat Wolves by 3-2.
Just on that, Wolves are now I think they're bottom of the table.
I'll bring the table to listeners as well. So Chelsea on top of the table, first with 7 points after 3 games. Arsenal are second, waiting for tomorrow's round of matches with 6 points. Spurs are third with 6 points after 3 games. Liverpool are fourth after 2 games with 6, and Everton runs into the top 5, 6 points after 3 games. And United, so I want to jump. Let me jump. So United moves to 9th position, 4 points after 3 games, simply because Bournemouth won, they lie 7, 6 points. Sunderland won, they move into the space, 6 points as well. And there's Nottingham Forest, who've played 2 games. So should Nottingham win in their next game, which I'll run by you in relation to that, they'll move. They've played 2 games, they have 4 points now. A win will give them 7, and it's getting them closer in the top half of the league. So that's it. Basically, team that have not won have 0 points is Wolves and West Ham. They are at the bottom. Wolves playing 3 games and West Ham playing 2 games. To be playing later tomorrow. So for tomorrow's round of games, we have Brighton, and that's Nimni's phone, guys. So forgive him. Yeah, your phone, he keeps whispering stuff. Brighton will play in Manchester City. Brighton will play Manchester City. Nottingham Forest versus West Ham United. Liverpool versus Arsenal at 3:30, and Villa versus Crystal Palace happening at 6 p.m. later tomorrow in the Premier League. So that's it for the Premier League in terms of updates for the games that will be witnessing later. And in Spain, we'll be having games at 5 p.m. From that timing. I will be out of the studio, but we Real Oviedo up against Real Sociedad. Girona will be playing Sevilla, and Real Madrid playing Mallorca as well. In the German Bundesliga, it's only left with one game to be played in 7 minutes time. It's Hoffenheim 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 3, Leipzig 2, Heidenheim 0 after the game. Stuttgart 1, Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Werder Bremen 3, Bayern Leverkusen 3. So these are a few games that are played. Osberg Bayern is at 4:30. We'll be telling you about it. In the Italian Serie A is Bologna, Como at 4:30 as well. Parma, Atalanta at 4:30. At 6:45 is Napoli, Cagliari. And at 6:45, Pisa will be playing AS Roma. Lille leading Lorient by 2-1 in the French Ligue. Nantes to be playing Auxerre at 5 p.m. and Toulouse will be playing Paris Saint-Germain later at 7:05 for the various leagues across. More messages on 0549 986 996. Let me pick the messages as Coach goes through his phone now as well, and Kachi looks through stuff on his laptop. Let's get into some messages. Here you join us on 0549 986 996 with your messages. At 4:30 we'll open the line so that we'll do that with you and all of that. But please ask Coach, with today's performance, can United win against City and Chelsea next? Alvino from Akosombo. Kofi Nelson inside Ashaman says, Amorim didn't watch his players take a penalty at Sporting and they won everything. There were no issues. Why should he begin to watch it at United? Cheer. Dennis from Ashaman says, I love how Coach supports his team and their coaches, even when things are tough. I remember how he defended Ten Hag. I do too. I believe it's the coach's decision to watch the penalties or not. Explicit inside Kaswa says, my question is, was he watching the penalties when he was Sporting? If yes, then I have a problem. Sankwa GH says, don't believe a manager watching penalties helps a team. What are the captains in the team doing? Super says, please ask Coach if her daughter is about to ask a question during a quiz and he, Coach, bows his head, what message is he sending across?
I will not be there.
Say again.
My daughter is in the what am I doing? I'm not the police master.
And just to clarify, Amorim wasn't watching penalties at Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah,
he wasn't watching.
And he says, is he not? He has no confidence in his daughter. Is he not saying he has no confidence in his daughter?
Far from that. My daughter will be well prepared, well coached.
Yeah.
And they are being trained in a way that I don't need to be there to get them to deliver.
But if you are there,
if I am there and whatever I do can change the outcome, then of course I will do something. Mm-hmm. But whether I do something or I don't do something, it doesn't change the outcome of the result. So I don't need to even do anything.
That's fair.
That is simple. This is simple analytical thing. You don't analyze it properly.
Up next is Leeds versus Newcastle United. So we go through their setup and then we analyze few stuff and then we go into the lines. Nick Pope in post for Newcastle United. Botsman, Fabian Sharp, Dan Burn in a 3-back system. Trippier, Tonali, Guimaraes, Livramento in the middle. Jacob Ramsey, Jacob Murphy, and William Osula up front for Newcastle United.
I've seen somebody
you do what?
tweet, but
come close to
I cannot authenticate the tweet, but it's looking like finally Newcastle and Liverpool might have agreed at the
I saw that coming up to the studio at 150 million euros. 150 million euros.
Saying 150? Is it the Liverpool man? 150. How much do you want to pay?
150 million euros.
I mean, it's 150 or nothing.
That's the reports coming in, and that the two parties have finally struck an agreement, and it looks likely that Alexander Isak will move over to Liverpool.
Okay.
And just a little, since we are doing transfers, just a little bit on transfers.
Nico Jackson.
That bit. He's on the verge of moving to Bayern Munich, and also Garnacho was spotted at Stamford Bridge when Chelsea were playing against Fulham. He was with his entourage at Stamford Bridge, and so it looks
I'm
very likely.
something which says Nico Jackson has been called by Chelsea.
Yeah, I understand there's a problem with his medicals or something like that. So that's why I'm a bit hesitant in putting that word out. But with Alejandro Garnacho's potential transfer to Chelsea, it looks very likely because he was at Stamford Bridge. We saw him while Chelsea were playing against Fulham, and he was with his entourage. So it speaks volumes that it's very likely that Garnacho will move over to Chelsea.
You see Chelsea people, they are very funny. So this is David Ornstein. He says
the insider.
Chelsea have informed Bayern Munich that they will no longer be proceeding with the proposed loan of Nicolas Jackson after injury to Liam Delap. Striker traveled to Germany for. But if I'm Nicolas Jackson, I will force this move.
He can't force. He signed to
2030. Listen.
But Isak is signed to Liverpool for more. To Newcastle
with 2 days left in the transfer window.
He can force it.
Exactly. No, coach.
It's very simple because
explain.
Did they just realize that there could be a possibility of injury in their team?
No, that you can't.
Look at Chelsea. They are in the Champions League. They are in the Carabao Cup. They are in the FA Cup.
And the league.
They are playing the league. How many strikers do you have in that Chelsea team? Apart from Delap and Pedro. It's three.
Nico Jackson,
and Nico Jackson,
Liam
Pedro,
Delap
and Liam Delap. So why treat him as an outcast?
You think the club has been
completely
fair
banished him from the team?
Has it been fair?
Forcibly.
Has the club been fair?
Look, in this Nicolas Jackson situation, clearly, to the Chelsea fan themselves, do they really think that Chelsea have been fair?
I don't think so.
He has not misbehaved. He's not created any problem. He's gotten 1 or 2 red cards, but he got those red cards on the line of what? Duty.
I read the players fuming.
He'll fume. If I'm the one, I'll go and see whoever told Bolo, whoever, I walk to him straight away. You better sanction the deal. It's as simple as that.
But wouldn't that be worrying your career as a footballer?
Career as a footballer? How?
Because you're signed, like you say, you have a number of years with the club.
As we speak, he's in Germany. He
was in the flight. I saw him in the flight.
He had flown to Germany.
With agents and
he's done his medicals.
And this after he was forced to train separately. I don't think this whole
he was forced to
was
train
not with him.
He was forced to train separately.
So now that
you've treated him as an outcast, now Bayern has come to his age, he's on his way going, only for your player to get injured, and then you call me back. I'm coming back.
Because you can't put him in surplus requirement. Lucas is imposed for Leeds United. The game just started. Jaden, Rondon, Pascal, and Goodmanson in defense. Longstaff, Elia, and Anton in midfield. James, Lucas, Wilfred in attack.
And also with Chelsea, earlier today, Christopher Nkunku officially joined AC Milan. On a 4-year
That's a
deal.
big move.
That's a good move for him. I think he'll do well in the Italian league. Because I think looking at the way his career has gone, I think he thrives in those kind of leagues. I think he will do well. The way he did in Germany, where he won the Bundesliga Player of the Year, won the top goal scorer of the season award, and all of those things. I think he will do well in AC Milan. I'm just hoping that the turnover at AC Milan would be a little bit on the low, dialed down a little bit, and the chaos will be a little bit dialed down. If that happens, and Agnelli gets to coach AC Milan for, let's say, 3 seasons. I see Christopher Nkunku thriving. But if, let's say, they get rid of him like after 8 months, or let's say after 1 season, then that bit of chaos will come up again. And I don't think he does well dealing with chaos, because that's what he had to deal with during his time at Chelsea, with players coming in, players going, and a bit of a managerial change in there as well. So that's what really affected him at Chelsea. But at AC Milan, I think I'll give him a 70% chance of excelling in the Italian Serie A.
I mean, to be fair, just to be fair, a lot of the AC Milan players who have ended up at Chelsea. So I think Pulisic had that move. Abraham had that move. Loftus-Cheek
yesterday he even scored a goal to help AC Milan beat Lecce.
It's a good play. I think it's
to pay him
to meet his financial obligations.
Yeah. Because he's accepting to take a 50% pay cut to go to Betis. If you're accepting to take a 50% pay cut to go to Betis, and you receive close to £200,000 a week from Man United for virtually no work done for 2 seasons, and the opportunity has come for you to leave, you don't want to leave. Where there is another team from the Saudi League bringing millions, ready to even give you more than you are earning at United, you decide. But I like the way Barada and Wilcox are handling the issue. You better accept the deal, or you sit, and that's it. You are back into the Brazilian national team. You remember at the tail end of last season, based on his performance, he was back into the Brazilian, and this is a World Cup here. So there's no need to allow any player to bluff or to think that he's the one to run the show according to his or his own terms. If he doesn't go, he should stay there and rot.
All right, so I'll invite listeners in. Let's bring listeners on board for them to do the talking as well. 0539-986-996. You can call now. Let us know what you also think. 0549-986-996. 0549-986-996 or 0539-986-996. You can call now. Let us know what you think as well. Messages, I've got few messages to also clear, on our WhatsApp console. This one, as I wait for your calls, I can run through some of the messages. Ayuba Alilu from Kaswa says, if coaches don't need to watch penalties because it doesn't add anything up, then try. Oh, Alilu. Your message seems to be giving me a bit of confusion. They should watch from home because they have taught the players already. Okay. I get what you want to say now. It says, if coaches don't need to watch penalties because it doesn't add anything, then they should try not to watch at all. So they should stay at home and watch because, they've done everything.
This is clearly a message for somebody who doesn't understand the game. Because the reason why coaches are there from the penalty, I'm coming. No, from a penalty, the ball is not moving. It's a dead ball situation.
Yeah.
But when the game is ongoing, the ball is moved, the players are running.
Yeah. So you need
a coach to be there to see and correct. Yeah. Well, once the ball is dead, what does it fix?
Hello, good afternoon, and your name? Where are you calling us from? My man, how are you? It's great to always hear from you,
Let's be frank. William doesn't have the balls to coach Manchester United. Coach, I disagree with everything that he's saying today. See, look at the guys. Look at the guy on the top line. The guy can't even watch the game. Are you kidding me? The guy can't even watch the game. Can't control your players on the field. What are you doing? What are you doing at the Manchester United? If you can't even Grizzly and then you are doing it. What are you doing? What are you paying for? What are you paying for? What is it? I don't get it. You as a coach, instead of you bringing the confidence, you are down. You are down. So what do you want the players to do? As a coach, when they look on the touch line, you are down. So your head is always down. What is it? So this guy should go. We want to be I'll swap with everything on the field. This guy cannot offer United anything. See, he should go. If the coach make not talk for this man. Make him go. See, this guy has no balls to coach Manchester United. That's the fact. Look at his body language on the touch line.
He was the one messing up all the chances, eh?
No, coach. No, coach. Let's be honest.
Simple question. Did you watch the game?
Coach.
Did you watch the game?
How was the game?
This game should have been over in the first 30 minutes, true or false?
I know.
That's it.
I know, coach.
It's okay. It's okay. If you are ready to throw all that away and blame it on the coach, it's okay.
No, coach, I know. But sometimes
all right, it's fine. You rest a little. I see you've already charged up. So you rest a little. Let me engage. Other callers.
You have to think that
That's fine.
Well, this is one thing.
That's fine. It's okay.
That's
right. All right. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. 0539 986 996. Let's go back onto the lines. Hello. Good evening. Your name, where you calling us from? Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Talk to us. Your name and where you are talking to us from.
Yes, Honesty from Osu.
Let's hear from you, Honesty.
Yeah. A coach for penalties, coach can decide to watch or not. Someone has no effect in football, and there's no way in football they say, oh, if the coach has no, let's say, have the eye on the ball or have some effect or something like that. This is dead ball, and the player is going to, what is the coach watching the penalty being kicked will have some kind of effect on the ball? No. So.
Okay. Thank you very much, Honesty. I think you've made your point in an honest manner. 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. 0549 986 996. Hello, good evening. Your name, where you are talking to us from?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Your name and where you are talking to us from?
My name is Neil, and I'm calling from Dansoran.
All right, Neil, let's hear from you.
I've actually, well, first and foremost, let me congratulate you for the very good work you are doing for us. Even though without a commentary, you are still running a very good show, and I have to congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
I've actually listened to you from the beginning, okay? And sometimes I feel like most of the comments that coach makes, they are very, very biased, especially because he's a Manchester United fan. Even if whatever the coach is doing is not going well, he is still supporting it. Yes, we all watched the game. The game went on, and we saw the players missing some clear chances that they should be able to score. But the fact of the matter is, the coach is the leader. And like the account addict says, the number sayer is unity. So if the coach is not, how do I put it, exuding the confidence that he's supposed to exude, how would the players also feel? And that's the same confidence they take onto the field to play. And you see that in the reflection of how they miss their chances that they create. So who is to blame for the thing that is going on? Why do we change managers when things are not going well? It is because of these things. Maybe the tactics are right, the system that is actually utilizing, they are very well. But at the end of the day, who is to blame if things are not going well? So you can go in and support the coach as much as you want to support the coach and vie for him at any given time. But I don't feel like the coach is the right one for the job. Okay. He's not the right one for the job. I'm not a United fan, but how you can how passionate I am about United, because it's not going well for them. It affects the whole Premier League. Yes, you can be back and be the assistant and the prophetess, against and stuff. But this manager over there, moving away, is really not a coach for Manchester United. Manchester United. You're talking about Manchester United. Wow.
That's fair. I think you made your point. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. 0539 986 996. Hello, good evening. Your name, where are you talking to us from?
Yeah, I'm called Faisal. I'm calling from Adenta.
Faisal, let's hear from you.
Yeah, please, I want to correct coach on certain comments immediately about Jackson. I want him to understand that Jackson is actually a Chelsea player and he's under contract. So before they can even...
he said that. Coach said that. He said that. He was clear on that.
No. He was saying that. He was saying that.
Go ahead.
The statement he made was that Jackson, if he were to be in Jackson, he wouldn't have come back to Chelsea. At the end of the day, he's a Chelsea player. So he's under contract. And without Chelsea signing the document...
No, he said, if he was Jackson... Okay, he's here, Coach, you're here.
Now, listen. There are times when we speak, you listen, and if you want to repeat what somebody says, you should quote the person verbatim. I said, if I am Jackson, I'll come back to force the move. That is different from saying, I'm not coming back to Chelsea. So when we speak, we are very cautious and very careful about the words we use here. I didn't say, I said, I'll come back and I'll force the move. Because at the end of the day, I believe the boy has been, put yourself in his shoes. Don't be so much. Look, if I stood here, I defended Garnacho and co. Yeah. But the moment they started behaving in a certain way, the team is bigger than any other player. But when the team treats the player for no wrong done, Nicolas Jackson was Chelsea number 1 striker last season.
He's still
for the past 2 seasons.
Let me make his point before you go. You make a point. Yeah, ask him. He's listening. Yeah.
Please. So, assuming Chelsea doesn't sign the document, can he go to Bayern?
No.
Assuming Chelsea doesn't sign his document, he still insists that he wants to go, and Chelsea refuses of signing the document. Can he go to Bayern?
Do you know that Isaac has a contract with Newcastle?
Yeah, I know.
But he's forcing the move to Liverpool. He has the right to treat the player anyhow, but the player doesn't have the right to respond.
I don't think Chelsea treated Jackson anyhow. Because
treated him anyhow. Because he's the number 1 striker, and they treated him as if he's nobody.
No, he was still training with the first team, but just that he was training separately. But he was still with the compare the way they treated him with other players like Felix. They were training with the bomb squad. They were training with the bomb squad, but Jackson was still training with the first team. He was still training with the first team.
But if you train separately from the regular guys you train with, that's a bit something, isn't it?
You are selling him. You made it clear from day one that he's not part of your plans for this season. That's why someone who was your number 1 striker for the past 2 seasons has been relegated. And he's been forced to leave the team. Has he not been forced to leave the team?
He wasn't relegated. He actually requested that he want to go. He wasn't relegated.
I'm not sure you are a Chelsea fan.
I'm a Chelsea fan. He actually requested that he want to leave.
That's why I think you made your point.
That Nicolas Jackson he opted to leave Chelsea. It's not true.
Jackson, I've not read anywhere
that I want to leave.
He wants to leave Chelsea.
It's Chelsea who has told him. They want him to leave.
0539-986-996. And I allow this because I want us to be very interactive. 0549-986-996. 0549-986-996. 0539-986-996. Hello, good evening. Your name, where are you talking to us from?
Yeah, I mean, this is Greg. I'm calling from Takrady.
Yeah, Greg, maintain.
But Abe, the coach is doing propaganda. Coach is engaged in mischief today, and I don't allow him to do partisan politics. That is what coach has done today. Look, the first one with the Nicolas Jackson thing. I think that he has never been treated bad. What is the meaning of the word being treated bad? Okay, Abi.
I want you to learn before I bring the guys.
I am saying that if coach tells me that Nicolas Jackson has been treated badly, what is the basis of making that and that is it allegation or that speculation? What is the basis for that?
Do you want him to? Do you want him to respond? He's here. So
no, you can give me a short reply, then I continue.
Okay, hold on. He's here. Hold on.
This is a player who has scored 30 goals in 2 seasons. This is the player who has been your number 1 striker for the past 2 seasons. For no wrong whatsoever, at pre-season, you made it clear to him because you bought Lian Delap and then Pedro. He was told plainly, boldly, we've heard Maresca and the people telling him that you are not part of my plans for this season. True or false?
Coach.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
No, Coach. I do not answer false and tricky questions. I don't do that. Let me learn. Now, the point is that for Nicolas Jackson, he could have stayed at Chelsea and then fought for his position. I think that even that move to Bayern Munich, I have been questioning the Chelsea hierarchy that I think that it was completely needless. I thought that we would have needed Nicolas Jackson together with Liam Delap
to fight. Yeah, that is the way it should have been treated. But your team never gave him the chance to fight.
Nobody has treated him badly. He himself, the past 2 seasons, I can tell you that Jackson should have scored more than 60, 70 goals for Team Chelsea.
ball game. Whether he should have scored 60 or 70 ball game goals, that is different. That is a completely different argument.
No, coach, please, I'm coming. He did not perform in the 2 seasons that he was at Team Chelsea. The number of chances he had, if you go and check his SGs and then the number of goals he produced for Team Chelsea, I think that it was below par. Chelsea needed somebody who give them a better scoring opportunity. And then
let him go. Why are you calling him back?
Oh, because of the situation that arose that your friend
which situation?
and so he has to come back. Maybe in the January transfer he can leave. But I think that for
Chelsea, he should have scored 70, 80 goals. He's going to miss all the goals, so let him go.
Nicolas Jackson cannot lead this Chelsea team if they're going to play Thursday. Jesus Christ, he cannot lead this Chelsea team. Coach, he can play in the Conference League. That's okay. But in the Champions League, we need a proper number 9 to man the Chelsea front line and then keep us going. In simple language, I think that Jackson has been treated very fairly. Team Chelsea has been fair to him. We have given him a big opportunity. Even moving to Bayern Munich. Look, it's not a small team. It's a bigger team than Chelsea by all standards. And so for Nicolas Jackson, he came to Chelsea 2 years. He's done his best for us. Some of us were not impressed. That's okay. He's done his should. If he wants to go, he can go. We can call a block of him. We have called a block of better strikers than Nicolas Jackson. That's the point I want to make. Thank you.
That's fine. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Because that's fair. So I don't want to get into the argument again. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996 and 0539 986 996. Let me give the. I'll come back to you. Let me give the listeners a bit of time. Hello, your name. Good evening, and where are you talking to us from?
Hello, my name is Dan, and I'm calling from Nungwa.
Yeah, Danny. Let's hear from you.
Yes, Bernard. First of all, a very good evening to the guys in the studio. First of all, I think despite the fact that Amorim does not have the set of players he needs for this United team, I think he's also not doing himself a good favor in the sense that he knows very well that Casemiro is not the type of DM he wants. The question is, why do you put Bruno Fernandes, who seems to lose the ball very often in a very dangerous position, beside Casemiro? Why don't you put Bruno up front as part of the two amateurs? Because we all know that is where he thrives. And so for me, I think Amorim is also not doing himself a good favor by putting Bruno beside Casemiro. And with Nicolas Jackson, truth be told, Chelsea has not been fair to him because the guy has not behaved in any manner that seems that he wants to leave the team. And so looking at how Chelsea is treating him, it's more like a surplus requirement. And it's very good, it's very bad on the part of Chelsea. Even if they don't want him, they would have treated him in a way that he would feel part of the team.
Great.
And now he's going to Bayern Munich and you calling him back, it's like a surplus requirement. It's not good. Thank you very much.
Thank you too very much, my brother. 0539 986 996 0549 986 996. More calls coming in. This is 97.3, the Republic of Football. Hello, good evening. Your name and where are you talking to us from?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Madrid.
Okay, Sammy, let's hear what you have to say. I
want to talk a little bit about the Jackson situation.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I've also been trying to follow Chelsea news for a while now. I've not seen anywhere Maresca saying he doesn't want Jackson in this team. Okay, Jackson doesn't want to be a backup to like any other striker, and he wanted to like play like as the number one striker for Chelsea. That's what we have noticed with the whole situation that is going on. Okay, so Chelsea has every right to call him back. Yeah, I think it's a bit disrespectful, like for him to get his money before they try to bring him back again. But the club also wants to do what will benefit them. Okay, I've not seen anywhere Maresca asking Jackson to go like coach was saying. I've not read anywhere. There's no quote anywhere that Maresca is saying Jackson should leave. No, he didn't say that. Nobody has said that. I'm thinking Jackson wanted to not to be a second backup to anybody. And previously we had 3 strikers. Okay, we had 3 strikers. Yeah, I was willing because Maresca said somewhere that he wanted Jackson to stay. Okay, Jackson could have been playing and then be coming from the wings. like the way the lab was being used today. So what coach is saying, Marita is sending him out. That's not true.
Okay, fair point. Thank you very much for the call. Now hear this out. The Standard on the 15th of August 2025 reported that Jackson Maresca has explicitly told Jackson he's free to leave Chelsea before the transfer closes. This is on the 5th of August 2025. Now let's go back a little. On the 16th, the Sporting News in the United Kingdom also reported similar. So if you say you've not the Mirror online,
this is goal.com. Okay, 21st August.
We follow the news,
and I think you know what? I'm just giving you sources with dates. Yeah,
giving him sources with dates. 21st August. Speaking in the pre-match conference, Maresca said, and this is goal.com. 21st August. Maresca said Nicholas Jackson is available, but he's not going to be part of the squad because we already said we have 2 strikers. We have 2 players in that position, and also we know that something can happen before the transfer window closes. What more do you need to hear? Let me also add, the guy does not wasn't part of the team's plan.
Football.com London also reported on the 15th of August 2025. Maresca confirmed Jackson can leave Chelsea. Quote, he is training with us, but he's not going to be involved.
They say, Oyo Ponkwa, Oyo training.
No, and
Oyo training. Ponkwa.
Just to point out, this is also a history of Maresca. This is how he. Because it's a big squad. If you say you let everyone into the team and they play with us, he's not going to have. So he has the thing. Same thing with Guardiola. These are my 15, 20 players I have for the season. These are the ones I'm going with. Other players can either train with us or train separately. But these are the he lets everyone know. He did it with Sterling. He did it with João Felix before he went to Saudi Arabia. There are certain players who are just not in his plans, at least when the season started. Like he said, anything can happen in the transfer window. Anything can happen in the during the season. And now that Delap is injured, I understand why. And I guess there was Chelsea fan who was saying that they should sell him in January. So they should call him back. He should play for them. And
if you've not disrespected him, if you've not disrespected him,
I'm shocked.
I don't think it
can I take a last caller? The Bayern have just scored in that game. So against So that's it for updates. Let me read some few messages. I wanted to pick a call, but I do not know. It's not possible. Guys, forgive me. Forgive me, it's not possible. Let me pick some of your messages and go. So I did this one. I think Kojo was also trying to find out whether Jackson is called back. Yes, we discussed that earlier. The Spurs game was like a war. Bournemouth were playing as if they were on drugs. This is what Raphael inside Kanishi is saying. Kel says,
very, very fit team.
Yeah, I tell you.
Even Liverpool on the opening day, it took them a while before they were able to. It took them late before they were able to break them. So I think they've started the season really well.
Guys, let's do last words before we close the chapter. By 5, we should check out the studio. Coach, your final words. I think the Chelsea issue we've exhausted it.
Of course, that explained. You see, we do the things we do because of the fact that.
But there's a news. There's news on Ekitike. Because of the timing,
the Cameroon coach says he doesn't want
Mark Bryce.
Yes, Mark Bryce says he has slammed Ekitike for treating Cameroon as a second option because he's eligible to play for Cameroon because his dad is Cameroonian, and he wasn't included in the France squad for the upcoming qualifiers, and apparently Cameroon have been trying to get him to play for the country, and it looks like he's sitting and waiting for France. And Mark Bryce, who is the head coach of Cameroon, he pretty much slammed him, and he said that he can't treat Cameroon as a second option, so he's moved on from him, and he wants players who want to play for Cameroon with their heart.
I would have done same, and I would have said same.
Nope.
It's as simple as that. I mean, if he's not been given a call-up by France, and Cameroon has been trying, because that's what the coach. We've been trying to get him, but he's still telling us to wait and wait. I mean, be definite. I don't want to play for you.
But I think this is a guy who's played for France under 20 and under 21. I very often I feel like too often African teams just want, like, once they spot the talent and once he's eligible to play for the national team, then they go for him. They don't go for him for the younger teams. You don't see often Ghana going for and trying to get to play for maybe the satellites or younger players. And I think that once they also have the affiliation with the U teams under 20 under 17 and go up to their youth system, for them to then just change immediately, especially when they have that much confidence in themselves that they can actually get to play for the national team. I can understand why he's also been a bit apprehensive to play for France. But I think the best outcome has been made.
The coin can be flipped either way. Yeah. There are times where they get called up very early and they don't mind them at the senior level. Our own Inaki Williams is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
He got called up, they committed him, then they won't mind him again. Yeah. He looked at it. If I don't go to Ghana, I will not get a chance to play in the World Cup.
Yeah. It happens a lot with the English players as well too. That's right. We get 1-2 call-ups, but
it's what it is. Guys, we've got a lot to talk about. I mean, our time is exhausted. Thank you very much, Coach Christopher Nimley. A certified coach and a sport analyst. He's got love for the game, a chemistry tutor as well. Yao Jamie, my colleague here on the Channel 1 Sports Desk, Citi Sports Desk, and Manuel Kwachi Angelo as well, our colleague on the Channel 1 Sports Desk and Citi Sports Desk as well. Thank you very much for doing the listening. You out there, Daniel helped us with a lot of technical assistance here in the studios. Divine brought a last message. I'll pick it before we go. It says, now my point is, assuming Jackson forces the move like the way coach is saying, then upon completing his move to Bayern Munich, they decide not to continue with him because the loan isn't with obligation, but rather option to buy. What does he do now after burning the bridges at the bridge?
He's saying, if Bayern decide, that's an if statement.
Great.
Jackson can also go to Bayern Munich, state a claim, and they'll come for him.
All right. Thank you very much. I am Bernard Abekoche, and many thanks for doing the listening and watching us on Channel 1 TV. So, sports is life. You get involved.